What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you. And oh, yeah, we are bringing you fantasy news today. We got the Friday crew in the building. We're here with TD repping Fantasy Good Sports.
What's good, bro?
Well, yeah, we're going to get wild today. And as always, we got Bogard Scott free in the building repping the GMM Network.
Hey, Friday, give me money.
Oh, yeah. Friday, a.k.a. Get High Day. Where's the 420 crew at? Throw it in the chat. All right. Now, we got a lot of fucking news to cover. But before we do, my man Dion coming through with the super chat right away. Just getting in the mix. Appreciate you, bro. And he said 2 questions. First in the chat already. There we go. And he said start Gage over Elijah Moore this week. And if Corey plays, I'm leaning more towards Moore. I need this win. Let me see. So there's another question right before this. I don't want any piece of Elijah Moore this week. Like, I really don't. And I really don't want any pieces of Russell Gage, but fuck, we reverse jinxed him last week. Like, man, we did it. We talked all that shit, and then he got the touchdown. Oh, man, I'm going to say start Russell Gage versus a really bad secondary over Elijah Moore. And I just threw up in my mouth.
You know what? I'll agree with you because it's partly I have fun shitting on Russell Gage because Russell Gage is one of those he's a trap. He probably wasn't in a lot of people's lineups unless it was DFS last week. And you know what I mean? And now here you are, week 13. I mean, but I don't see no difference between Russell Gage and Elijah Moore right now, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't trust Elijah Moore with Zach Wilson, and it's going to be Zach Wilson. And then you have Xavier Howard or Byron Jones. You know what I mean? Even if they put him in the slot, they have a Nigbe. I forget his name, how to say his name, but their nickel corner is not bad either.
No. Jets go up against the Eagles, so I think he's going up against Darius Slay. I mean, he's kind of warranted. I mean, that rep right now. Everybody sucks as far as the Jets pass catchers go. I think Moore is going to be the one who gets the Slay. Slay coverage.
He gets slayed. Yeah, my bad. I retract everything I said and agree with Hustler.
TD, who are you going with if you're choosing just from Gage or Elijah Moore?
I'm going with Elijah Moore, guys. He's not a rookie no more. He's past that. He's out. He's out on that team. So I'd rather take him in his floor than to try to play that game with Gage. So whatever Elijah Moore, that's how I play fantasy. Sometimes it don't work out, but I just feel good about going down with Elijah Moore. But if I put Gage in and he upset me and Elijah Moore, boom, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be like, damn, I knew better than to go with Gage. But if Elijah Moore lets him down and Gage goes off, I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's, 1 in a million, right? So,
and see, and you know what I like about TD's answer right here is because a lot of this is a mental battle. You have to be okay with sitting someone and knowing that they could go off. Sometimes people don't want to sit with that feeling in their stomach, so I totally get that. If it's just that, I don't want to play Russell Gage ever. I really don't. The only reason that and I'll even throw this up to you, TD, just everything that you said. He's the alpha on the team. He's that main dude, all of that. That's the exact reason why I think Darius Slay is going to be covering him for a big part of this game. You care about the Darius Slay matchup, who's pretty much been shutting down every wide receiver he's faced?
Yes, I do, Hustler, but I don't see Darius coming into the slot with this young guy. I think he stays on the left corner. Would they be matched up at times? But on the New York Jets, when you only got a few weapons, you're designing the game plan where you're moving your studs around, trying to draw up plays for easy schemes for them to get manufactured targets. So I feel like Elijah Moore would get
they have gave him some carries too. They gave him carries too,
probably some carries, jet sweeps. Yep.
It's the same. It's the same. The OC was the QB coach for the Niners, so when they drafted Elijah Moore, I was like, they're probably going to use him like they do Debo. He's not Debo physically, you know what I'm saying? But they have been doing Debo things with him over there. You know what I mean? Giving him carries, end arounds, jet sweeps. Moving him around on the formation.
This is dope for Triple X Lex. He said Elijah Moore went to my high school, a few years younger, but pretty dope. Hell yeah, playing him every chance I get. Yeah. I like it, man. I like it. So I went to school with Arian Foster, and I was actually, because in school, I don't know, he was a square ass, and but least he knew something was bigger was on the rise. But I was the opposite. I was like, man, listen to the way that he talks and all this. Like, he's not gonna do shit out there. Took him a few years, but finally got it.
Hey, Vita Vea's from where I'm from.
Nice.
Yeah, and like, so he's a shout out to all my Usos, first of all, you know what I mean? And when he had the tooth thing last week, I was like, bro, that's how they build them out here, bro. That's how we're made, bro. He took the whole helmet to the jaw, bro, and just spit the tooth out.
Straight savage.
He didn't even miss a snap, bro.
Straight savage, man. Just built a little different in the Bay, right?
You feel me?
Who else is up in here? We got Second Take Extra up in the building. And every time I see that profile picture of Stephen A. Smith, I hear the laugh. And MP 1606 said Gibson. Yeah.
Gibby.
Let's get right to that.
So we got for Washington. Okay. So for everyone who thought that it was going to be Patterson, it's not going to be him. All right. So real quick, Landon Collins is out. McKissick, I believe he got in the full practice because I saw his status got changed from questionable to good to go on the platform.
Hold on, I was able to just right before the shower put him in my IR.
Gibson?
No, not Gibson. I'm talking about you said McKissick.
No, I said Gibson.
Okay, good. No, because we can rewind the tape. Anyway, go ahead. I digress.
I just read out MPs, but no. So Landon Collins is out. McKissick is out. Now, for everyone who thought it was going to be Patterson, I don't know who it was, but some reporter, they asked if Patterson was going to be the dude who steps into the McKissick role. He said, no, it's going to be Wendell Smallwood who steps into the McKissick role.
Man, Small Boner. That's what I used to call him.
So if you guys don't know who the hell Wendell Smallwood is and you got McKissick, you better go pick him up.
Here's the thing about Jared Patterson. Me personally, I never assumed he was going to be the J.D. McKissick role. He was just a pickup because now we would assume Gibson's he's going to get just a little uptick in work. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're going to be like, all right, now when we're splitting with Wendell Smallboner, you know what I mean? No, Wendell Smallwood's going to play, a tiny bit of the J.D. McKissick role. J.D. McKissick had a big role. You know what I mean? This Wendell Smallwood might be relegated to just being, the change of pace guy, because now you can have Gibson have an entire, damn their entire workload. And that's why Patterson's an important pickup, because if anything happens to Gibson, because of this new uptick, you know what I mean? Someone who's been nursing injury all year, you're going to want to have Patterson if anything happens to him. You know what I mean?
Now I got to go back and watch it because Nan Daddy said Hustler's high as fuck. Love you, bro. I was reading it. Did I read it and literally just yell out McKissick?
No, you read that, but then you're like, all right, guys, here, Landon Collins is out. And then you're like, then you go, McKissick, he got upgraded to full practice. And I was like, wait a second, hold on.
Oh, well, okay. So that's where I messed up. So no, that's where I fucked it up. I mean, Gibson got upgraded to full practice.
Hey, man, I know you got some good weed. It's all right.
There we go. Well, now we know, because I was like, I know I yelled Gibson, but that's where it was. I started my second sentence before I finished my first one.
Y'all made me nervous. I said, what? Gibson, he out? What's going on?
He heard it different too. He's like,
and what up, Primetime Steven? What's going down, bro? Who else up in here? JC Money in the building. What up, bro? And Smallwood was drafted by the Eagles. I didn't even remember that.
2017.
Yeah.
He actually, this is what's funny about when everyone was big on Miles Sanders. You know what I'm saying? I remember that year as a rookie. What was that? 2019. I was telling everybody, I was like, I've seen 2 years of this regime use multiple running backs, because even that Super Bowl run they had, remember they start the year, they got LeGarrette Blount and they got Darren Sproles. They both get hurt. And then they had rookie Wendell Smallwood and who's the guy who was part of the Philly special running back? You know what I'm talking about, TD? He was the guy that threw he was the running back that was part of that Philly special in the Super Bowl. Damn, I can't remember.
You ain't talking about Jay Ajayi, right?
No, because I was gonna get to JJ. They ended up having to
Corey
trade
Clement?
Corey Clement. There it is. He's the so it was
Okay.
a bunch of Corey Clement, and then they traded for Jay Ajayi that year. You know what I mean? And because they were just a mess in that backfield, but it didn't matter because whoever it was just he was getting work in. You know what I mean? And Smallwood's a big fucker too. If I remember, he's like 6'1" or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but they had him returning punts. He was doing all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Wendell Smallwood was nasty.
He okay. He's a good
2016 he was a rookie.
back.
My bad.
Yeah, he's a
2016
satellite back, but he ain't. Yeah, but to be honest, guys, he's nothing.
Yeah, he's just gonna be a change of pace guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Antonio Gibson about to get 30 touches. And listen, I killed Ron Rivera early, but I did say this. This is what the caveat. I said, if he's planning to hold Gibson and use him to bell cow him at the end of the season, then I digress.
But also, he had the shin splint. Having the shin splint.
Yes, that's too. So that's why I was giving him. But that's why I played him when he came off the bye, even though a lot of people didn't. Because I was like, why didn't you put him on IR? And me and Hustler talked about it that day. We both told people to play Gibson. You remember that, Hustler?
Oh yeah, because we went deep on it. Don't sit him and mess up like the first time that he actually practiced on a Wednesday throughout this entire year. He's healthier than he's been since week 1.
Mm-hmm. And I remember here's another thing too. When people were like worried about Gibson early, as I said, man, we were excited for Gibson because this was a top 5 defense too. And defense goes hand in hand with the run game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were a bottom 5 unit for the first month of the year for real. You know what I mean? So we saw a lot of McKissick. The game scripts were negative. Then he has the shin splint. Like all this added up to sometimes we'd only see him get 12 carries, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? But then when he was good to go, practicing all week, they give him the 18, 20 touches, on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He got hurt week 1, and I think people really forget that.
Yeah. Yep. And he played all the way through, man. We love him for that.
But I knew he could, and I was like, but why you don't use him in the pass game? So, guys, what I do know, and listen, I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm going to be honest right now. I'm nervous because Antonio Gibson.
You remember Thanksgiving? That's why.
I know, I do, and we actually came out, even though we was in a bad scheme, we still was trying, and he was just like a step ahead of us. But this is what scares me: if they start rolling him out to the slot position and running routes with him, he's not a great route runner, but he can run routes. So he's like more of a speed type guy.
Here's the thing too. He was a receiver in college. So he does have. He does have.
Didn't he have no rush? I mean, not zero rushes,
70 touches total. I think it was coming out of college total.
33.
So 33 of them were carries.
33 touches. He had 33 carries.
Yeah.
But what he did is but all his routes was wheel routes. It was deep. He didn't run any slants. He did it every maybe 1 or 2, but all of them was deep. So he had he had 25 touchdowns and 40 catches. He scored on 75% of his plays.
Fire. That's fire right there.
That's fire. So I said, why not use him in the slot and put him on? If the linebacker get on him, run him straight down the field or run across with him. But I think that's what they about to start doing with him. I seen last week. So
he's 6. What is he? 6'2"? He's 230 plus.
Yes.
And he's 6'2". He's built like a big receiver.
Runs a 4.3. And runs a 4.37.
Yeah. And the winter's getting close. It's starting to get cold.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And McKissick, for what it's worth, this is one thing I do worry about though. Like I said, this is why it's important to hold Patterson, because them extra 8 carries that used to go to McKissick is probably going to Gibson now. And we love that.
Half of them.
You have to be half of them, but it's still more carries nonetheless. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, reason why I took him in the first round, y'all remember on the mock draft at 4, because he only had 33 carries. So you gotta understand, this is probably the least amount of carries that any professional running back that came from college have had. So he's ready to. All his carries is from ground zero, bro.
Yeah, because he does it all too. He used to return punts and shit like that. He already knows. The reason I bring that up is because that's a good tell when if a player is good in the open space or not. Yes. You know what I mean? Yep. That's why the lack of experience as a running back, it's fine. Look at what Cordero Patterson, it was the same thing. Like, hey, it's the same concept. It's just everyone's right in front of you already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they just have this instinct. You know what I mean? So that's why. And you know, Ron Rivera, they viewed him, and this is why I jumped out the window, because I was already touting him. And then when he goes to Washington, I'm like, okay, cool. Because who did you have over there at the time? Darius Geist. He beat up women. He was gone. You know what I mean? You had the old AP. Whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, once they brought in Gibson,
and they released AP in that preseason.
And did you hear what AP said? That's when I knew, because I was on him see, I know a lot about Gibson because I was on him at Memphis. You know, I like hybrid type guys. So he was a hybrid. So I was like, oh, this guy, but I did not know that they was going to use him as a strictly running back. And so when I hear that AP was like, yeah, man, they got to give it to that dude. I'm okay with them cutting me. I said, what? Is this Adrian Peterson? The one that got mad because they got rid of him for Alvin Kamara? You know what I'm saying?
He saw the young talent that was so raw. He needed to get in there, start developing him. And here's the one thing: I jumped over the moon for him because Ron Rivera at one point, after they had cut Adrian Peterson, he made a statement talking about he reminds us of CMC. And I was like, all right, say less. Okay. You know what I mean? Because last year, he was the value too. You had to wait on him. You know what I mean? But there was little things though. He was supposed to blow early. Like I remember, I think it was week 2 against the Eagles, or might even been week 1. There was a play. It was a stretch run to the outside, and then he tripped over the tight end's leg or ankle, like coming around the corner.
Yeah,
and it was all green. And I was like, ooh, because then it was like, you know, I remember I started trying to trade for him after that. I'm like, ooh, he's gonna blow. It took a while. Because once he got the vision going, you know what I mean? Like, and by the time he played the Cowboys in Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? This was basically this time last year. You know what I mean? He was already, you know, he had his running back shoes on. And if he got hurt shortly after, I think it was like
if it weren't for the toe, he would have finished as a top 5 running back. He finished as a top 14 running back last year.
Because they were giving him he was playing 75+% of the snaps. You know what I mean?
He was killing it. He was such a value last year.
And
redraft anyways.
Yeah.
And real quick, so Ed Tay said, what up, bro? I wanted to ask you how I make money with you. I jump on around 12 and hear you talking about making money with you. That picture was dope. So it was this one right here. This one right there. A Super Draft Pro made for me to shout me out. And this is like the profile picture in our big group chat and stuff now. So we're promoting Super Draft Pro is what it is. We're getting our friends and people in our leagues to come play with us and get signed up for these memberships. And the dope thing about it is it's beneficial for everybody. Anyone who gets on one of these memberships, $20, $50, $100, no matter what it is, you're literally having fun throughout the entire month off of that money. You're probably going to spend way less money spending $100 a month versus like just picking cash games.
I made $42 this in the past 5 days.
Boom. You know there you go.
That shit's fun.
I came in second in the big one last night.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what'd you cash? If you don't mind me asking.
I cashed about $120. I cashed
there you go.
60, 30.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It is.
There you go. So imagine literally having a platform that you can tell your friends, this is way easier than DraftKings to win. This is way easier than FanDuel to win. And it might not be as much money as some of the millionaire maker that DraftKings has, but we're going against a couple hundred people in these membership contests.
But they do got that itch. I mean, that scratch for the people who got the itch to get in those big games. They do have the 20,000. Look, that's all out. It don't got to be a 200,000 or $1 million. If it's $20,000, that's a big prize. They have those. They have those games, and that's why I get excited for those on Sunday. That's mostly on Sunday.
Hell yeah. I'm always in some of those cash games because it's really the numbers. Like, man, we're talking about throwing down $20, you know, like TD said, maybe winning $20,000, and we're going against like 2,000 people, 3,000 people, something like that. Like, it's nothing. That's a great shot of winning that money. And I'm usually always winning money in those cash games.
Winning money is fun.
Yeah.
Super Draft Pro.
And doing it through fantasy football? Wow.
Hell yeah. So for anyone who wants to go play, because we've been talking about this, all the links are in the descriptions on YouTube. I'm throwing my link in the YouTube chat right now. It's sdhustler.com. And yeah, you guys should go get on as a player, if nothing else. Go ahead and do that right away.
Me up last night? Zeke fucked me up. I had him in every one of my joints. I would have won more money if I just went elsewhere instead of Zeke.
The one lineup that I did have him in, that's the only one I didn't cash. So I cashed in 3, but the one that I had Zeke in, I didn't cash. I just didn't feel it, man. Zeke, look, he's stubborn. He ain't coming off the field, but bruh, it's over for him, bro. You know, and I ain't hating on Zeke. It's over for him. He never be that type of back. But one thing I love about Jerry, he take care of his players. So he took care of. Listen, Jerry didn't have to give him $50 million. But he did it anyway, and I'm okay with it. You know, Zeke, we got to. He calls in Zeke. Out of him.
He called in Zeke. He's like, look, you know what? How's it sound about being the most paid running back? He's like, oh, I like that, Mr. Jones. All right, let's get you paid. You know what I mean? He's like that.
Yes, man. And if you be like, see, that he don't like that because you know they had a deal done for like one. I think it was like for like 90 million.
He said, I'm going to get this cracker.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to get him for everything.
And then he went to the drawing board. He's like, no, I don't want it. He had a good game last week. He was like, last week. He's like, yeah, so he's a top 5 quarterback now. And so usually, man, you drink a beer with Jerry, he'll give you what you want. That's what everybody usually say.
You know what he said to what he said about Romo? Remember when he paid Romo big, right? I think it was like 2013.
Yeah.
And he said, we're paying him because I want him to play like a Tom Brady type quarterback. Like that was the statement. We're going to pay him the most money because we want him to play like a Tom Brady type quarterback.
I mean, one thing I will say, this goes for anything, any level of life, any level of business, any level of anything. If you give anyone a little bit more money, they're just going to work a little bit harder. May not last forever, but at least initially, they're going to get that spark of like, oh shit, like, hype. Let's get it.
Hey, look at man, who else was it? All the linemen too. Like he takes
care of. That's why the Cowboys fans, I don't say we not delusional hustler. We actually Jerry spoiled us, bro. Like even if we don't have a good team, he's gonna spend money for a high free agent. How many times have you seen had teams like, please get that number 1 guy, and they don't even spend no money? Yeah, that's why Jerry we spoil. Even and he give us most 9 times out of 10, I believe we can win the Super Bowl because of the hype, just because of the players, the name. It might not be really good players, but they don't have the name. So that's all I can ask from my owner.
I mean, if you're going to be interesting though too, because like everything's got to be done through the draft. Because pretty soon here, you're gonna in another 2-3 years, you're already gonna have to pay Parsons. Maybe 2 years even. There were 3 actually. Yeah, 2 more seasons after this, and you're gonna have
Parsons.
Exactly.
Get the bag.
You know what I mean? All of them. Like the cap going up is gonna help all that.
You
know what I mean? And like it's funny because that's someone like Jerry behind the scenes too in those meetings with the owners. Like we need to get this cap up.
We got.
I wish football
for 5 years.
Say again.
We got Michael Parsons for 5 years before we got to talk about any kind of contract.
Shit, Michael Parsons, he's gonna bring that shit to the renegotiation table in year 3.
He's gonna get.
Hell, why not? Yeah. He is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and it's not even close. He's the best player on your defense already.
I'm saying he got a bag going into year 3. He's breaking like normal records as a normal player.
Yeah, I mean, you look back. I mean, maybe like Sean Lee. That first year when he balled out and didn't really get hurt. Like maybe that was. I don't even know if it was a better year. I got to go look statistically.
Luke Kuechly had a crazy rookie year.
Yeah, I mean, but there's not too many middle linebackers, that just come out. They're the best player on their defense right away.
Too. Yeah, I mean, Devin White, like you know what I mean. Like Devin White's gonna get a bag.
But he got better later in the season. He wasn't as good as Parsons early as Parsons was.
I mean, he was balling out. He was balling out of control year 1, but he got hurt and missed 3 games. So I mean and like people aren't going to remember that. They're just going to look at the stats.
Roquan Smith he didn't have no Michael Parsons type of outing, but like he killed it crazy his rookie year.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just trying to think of more the linebackers in recent history.
Because you look at some of these guys. I mean, you can even go with like a Jordan Brooks. Last year drafted in the first round, didn't even play because KJ Wright was still there. Yeah, and so for him, he can't go back to the renegotiation table in year 3, which is his first opportunity. He didn't even play year 1. Really. But Micah Parsons, you're on the field from day 1. I mean, he's having a better year than Patrick Queen did last year.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
How long did it take someone like Joey Bosa? I mean, I know he's not technically a linebacker, but
Joey Bosa had
took him like 3 years.
I think he had 10 sacks as a rookie.
No, but I'm saying I know it took him like going in year 4 it was. I think he was asking for the bag already. He got it.
Well, I think year 3 is the earliest that you can ask for it. Is the re-up.
I don't think you can ask for nothing on a rookie deal, guys. I've never.
Yeah, you can. That's how
you can. Deal. I've never seen.
Yeah, it's like
first rounders. I've never seen a first rounder renegotiate their deals because you get that 5th year. Like they got you for 5 years. It's just what it is.
Yeah, but I said,
they can just go ahead and turn it up.
It's an extension
at a deal.
It'd be the extent. Those are their extensions.
Yeah, I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes. Like he got his extension after 3 years. Like it's all about if the team's gonna take care of you or not. They don't have to.
That's true.
They don't have to.
They don't have to. There you go. But
what's his name? Deshawn Watson. Watson just got his. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. With that.
So that's really what it comes down to is you're so good that you outperformed your contract by that much that if we don't pay you and give you the raise, you're probably not going to live up to what you've been doing.
Josh Allen, after year 3, Josh Allen was like, because what's crazy is you don't want the subject of like, all right, I'll hold out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see, when you're someone, you hear those things when they're not first rounders, like Dak. Dak was a 4th rounder. You know what I mean? So the conversation came up fast with him. After 2 years, he was already like, all right, you got to pay me now. You know what I mean? And that rolled over for 2 more years before you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe getting hurt, it kind of helped his cause too, because you know what I mean? Jerry was like, he was kind of guilted after that. Yeah. Then they even gave him the franchise too. On top of it, that was like that was kind of like a loophole. Instead of doing another signing bonus, they just gave him the franchise on top of it. Yeah. So that was like an extra $40 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like straight up, free and clear. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And we're gonna be getting to everyone's questions here. We're gonna work its way in. And Second Take Extra is telling you to shout out Life and Sports Talk with Jake.
Life and Sports Talk with Jake. Life and Sports Talk with Jake. What's good, bro?
And said Wilson got paid, and look how they turned out. Yeah, but when you don't have a line and like everything that that was just a totally different scenario.
I mean, but that's also par for the course. That's why, like you see my Niners. We had a quarterback we're paying. Then we have all these defensive guys you got to pay. So you have to draft a young QB because theoretically now we have Lance for 4 years with the 5th-year option, right? Yep. That's how all the big dogs do it. Yep. Kansas City did it with Mahomes, and back in 2013, even though he was a 3rd rounder, they did it with Wilson too. It took 2 years, right? I mean, they drafted him in 12. They got it in 13. You know what I mean? Because they were able to pay, Cliff Averill in free agency. They're able to, you know what I mean?
They was moving money around.
Yeah. Exactly. And they even had Flynn, who they were like, you know what? He kind of sucks. He's the backup. Yeah, he's the backup, so we can move on from him next year because we found our guy. And they start him immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I got a question for you guys. We've seen a lot of first-round QBs come out. We see a lot of first-round QBs who come out and they suck right away, whether they start or not. What do you think? It doesn't matter where they're drafted in the first round. Are you guys for sitting a guy for 1 year or getting him into the mix right away?
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you – here's what I'm saying. To me, it doesn't matter if you sit him 1 year or play him immediately, as long as there's a legit veteran quarterback that could help mold this kid along with the coaching staff. And if – like I'm watching this crop this year, I came up with this new thing. It's called doomed from the start. Like Zach Wilson, I think he's just doomed from the start. It's the staff there's young, and young as in head coaches, right? Like it's a defensive minded head coach. I don't know if this guy's in the right system, and they might not find out until like 2-3 years later when everyone gets fired.
The most important thing for Zach Wilson to be in New York, he got the talent. He needs to have tough skin. So listen, in order to turn into a
finna
great
him
quarterback, bro, it's not easy. Everybody's not Pat Mahomes. Everybody's not Justin Herbert. You shouldn't, and I know you, but I'm just talking in general. You shouldn't expect these guys to be like that. So listen, if he can be tough and don't never lose his moxie, so don't get him beat up, and he don't lose his moxie, he will be okay. That's what I believe. I think he's. I see. Man, he got a great arm. He can make all the throws. He just needs somebody to teach him how to be a quarterback, like Sean Payton done to Jameis Winston, right? So
yeah,
if they get somebody in to do that, he would be fine. But he needs to be able to handle the storm with the media in New York. So if he can do that and say, "I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me," I think he'll be fine.
Like here's what Lawrence, I wouldn't say he's doomed from the start, because like eventually they'll be either Urban Meyer will start to work out, or they'll get rid of him fast. And Trevor Lawrence is a talent. I think that will prevail eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. But then there's guys like Lance. Like if Shanahan missed on this, then he was doomed from the start, because we had a guy that we should have just stuck with, you know what I mean? And
but if y'all win the Super Bowl with your boy, it won't never really matter if he missed or not.
Listen, if we win a Super Bowl with you under the quarterback as a quarterback, it wouldn't matter. My Niners won the Super Bowl. It's pretty black and white to me. I'm just happy, you know what I mean? Right. But to make my long story longer, you know what I'm saying? With the young QBs though, I would say it's better they sit a year, because they'll learn little things. Like, for example, Mahomes, when he came out, he was drawing Brett Favre comparisons. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna fucking throw a lot of picks and turnover. He's reckless. Then he sits behind Alex Smith, career game manager, is like, hey, bro, you could just throw it away. You know that, right? And live for the next play. And then when Mahomes got his start, he had like 5 picks that year, that 50 touchdown year. It was amazing. You know what I mean? He might not have learned that. You know what I mean? Maybe Lance learns from Jimmy, like, hey, you don't always got to run, because Jimmy will run here and there. You know what I'm saying? But Jimmy's not a mobile QB. You know what I'm saying? You could just have it as the threat that you're mobile is another weapon in itself, and you don't even have to use it, because it's already a threat that you'll run. You know what I mean? Like Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's like, man, I could throw it like hell. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna use my running as a luxury. You know what I mean? Because they're already afraid of it. Now I'm gonna shred them with my arm. You know what I mean?
It definitely makes a difference. And look, Mitchell Chavez even throwing it in there varies on the situation. Mahomes would not be the QB he is without Alex Smith. And sitting the first year. I mean, it is you just see the QBs who seem to go longer. A lot of them sat for the first year, sat for a bunch. And a lot of it is, like Bogey said, having a veteran, QB around there. I think the Jets were stupid for getting rid of Flacco, because I bet Zach Wilson would be a lot farther along than what he is right now had he had Flacco there, whether he was starting or not. But when TD says he's got to be tough, and I see a goofy little white kid in Zach Wilson, and it's just like that. He doesn't seem like the tough guy to me, but we shall see. I remember that one picture when he was standing around all the other first rounders.
He looks like he's 16.
Yeah, he like a little kid. He did. He got moxie.
I mean,
arrogance, if that's what you want to say.
I mean, it's hard to be arrogant when you're getting your ass whooped every week. I think all that moxie kind of went out the window when he put the Jets jersey on. He's got to figure out how to get that back. Like we'll see what happens. Let's get into some more of this news before we get too far backed up. So we already knew that Dalvin Cook was going to be out for this week, but they waited all the way until Friday to announce him out officially. He's out. Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr also questionable. If they don't have those guys there, their defense is going to suck this week. That's all I'm going to say. I still think they win, but I bet it's a lot closer of a game.
They might tie.
It could happen.
I mean, the game. Listen, this was the closest to a W the Lions had against them last time. You remember?
It was the last second field goal, right?
Yeah, because there was 20 seconds. There was like 27 seconds left, and here they are. They punch one in, and then to tie the game, they kick the extra point. And Crazy Campbell's like, "Fuck that. We're gonna punch this in for 2." They get the 2 points conversion, and then they kick the field goal off, and they have a tremendous run back. You know what I'm saying? And then get in 2 more plays, they're in the field goal position to win. You know what I mean? So it's just like heartbreak after heartbreak. And you know what I mean? The Lions are fun to watch because, man, they're just hopeless all the way.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I don't even feel bad for him though, because it's good.
You would say it's golful, even.
It's very golful. And another guy who we knew was going to be out, but they're weighting it all the way down is Deandre Swift, officially out for Sunday's game. And what do you think, TD? You think that Swift even plays again this season?
You know, that's a great question, man. That's what I've been trying to figure out because I have Jamal Williams on a lot of my teams, and I want to figure out, should I be putting him in position to, play for the rest of the season, or should I still be working the waiver wire to get fine running backs? I'd be like the Lions, or would it be crazy to do it? Why would you? You really just trying to develop you guys, so you know what talent you got in him. I just, on a rookie deal, as young as he is, I just wouldn't bring him back out there. If I did, I would do it more with him having a lot less targets in totes. So I don't know. I don't think he will. I think they wait 3 weeks before he come back, and then I don't know what they do after that.
I mean,
yeah, Bogard. I mean, you were one of the people who said it first. Well, they're not playing for anything. What if they shut him down? They might.
I mean, they did this with CMC last year. I called it with CMC last year too. At that point, where I'm like, man, they're probably not going to bring him back.
But CMC on $100 million, well, not $100 million, but he on a $50 million deal though.
But I mean,
when he's injured, don't you have to pay him less?
I think Dan Campbell. Here's the thing too.
Yeah, you don't get your bonuses. You just get that guarantee, whatever that's in the contract on your daily gains that you get for the injury clause.
I think the only way he really comes back is one. It's not major, because when I hear shoulder injury and they say shoulder sprain, that's AC joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that's like 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just their way of wording it, right? So he probably has the AC joint. If it's mild, maybe it's 2 weeks. But like that's why I say I don't think it's a tell if they don't put him on IR, which they haven't. And this was the long week. They played on Thursday, so that's also another tell. Like it's substantial. I mean, when you say avoided major injury, it's still an injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about this, Bogard? You always talk about the coach speaking, especially the Shanahanisms. If you know he's not going to play anyways, could you literally just keep wait a couple weeks? At least messes up the teams you're going up against a little bit. In a couple weeks, you just throw him on IR.
Put him on IR. Yeah, because it gets close to where it's like it's going into week 14 and there's 3 weeks left in their season where it's like, okay, just fucking, you know what I mean? We'll shut them down now. Of course they can do that. But I also subscribe to the crazy Dan Campbell method where like if in 3 weeks he's ready to come back and they still winless, he's going to be like, yeah, man, let's get this W. Swift, you know what I mean? Because Dan Campbell wants to get a win, bro. And if it takes that long, and then Swift's ready to come back, he'll bring him back to try to get a win. You know what I mean? For a coach, it's trying to build culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, if you can't get one win, that team's not feeling you because they're going to bring Dan Campbell. He's going to come back one more shot unless they could finagle a big name coach to come in and take over next year. Because that's the one thing is Detroit's not a draw at all. So Dan Campbell's going to be there next year. You know what I mean? He's trying to build a little culture over there.
Yeah, he is. But I don't know if you do that with a, and I don't want to call him
franchise running back.
There you go. Yeah, and I mean,
you built the wrong culture bringing Jared Goffel over there and making that your first order of business.
Well, he's just a bridge.
Yeah, to get a bunch of first rounds that are probably going to be in the back of the first rounds because it's the Rams' first rounds. You know what I mean? Like, just funny what they do.
The Rams finally found some sucker to take Jared Goffel off their hands.
And to give up Stafford for it. That's like, I swear to God, that's me on the phone. Hey, Detroit. So I got Jared Goff, right? Let me read you some of his stats. I can see me trying to sell Jared Goff, bro. And then I get the counter, like, oh my God, they're giving us.
They're talking to us. They actually
want all our first rounds. Like, yeah, give it up. What are you gonna do with those?
All right, let's get to some other bullshit for this week. Darren Waller officially doubtful for Sunday's game, not at practice. We pretty much already knew that it was going this way. We've been talking about this entire week, so I'm not surprised. Anyone who hasn't been watching all week, now you know Darren Waller is doubtful. Pick up Foster Moreau just in case. Josh Jacobs is practicing, and D-Jax is practicing today.
The island of Foster Moreau.
It's good for a couple targets.
Yeah, I think he get 5 or 6 targets. I'm playing him. I'm playing him.
I really truly think that this is just an offense that funnels through the tight end too, because like it did with with Jared Cook before
the play calling scheme.
Even Jared Cook before that, before Waller was a thing. What I mean? So
John Gruden, they still run a little bit of the John Gruden.
Because it's still his guy there too. It's still I think it's Greg Olson is the OC's name. Yeah, very vanilla. This is why
it was the football player Greg Olson.
No.
Yeah,
there's 2 Greg Olsons.
Greg Olson is that Greg Olson. He's
on football. He's NFL football. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like,
he's on there with Terry Bradshaw. He was on there with Jimmy Johnson last night.
I can only imagine.
Was that smart?
He's actually really smart. He probably he dumbs it down for other people just to like make them not feel
I know.
dumb. But
he's definitely not a dumbass like Jason Witten for sure. Jason Witten, when he used to call the games, bro, he was like, all he's talking about the tight end. That's all he talked about, bro.
And not entertaining at all. Like, man, you already know Greg Olson's bringing a different flair to. Is it Fox or is it NFL? The NFL Network. Who is it that he's associated with?
Whoever the brother company that this year agreed, because they move it around every year. They show Thursday Night Football on NFL Network, and then I don't know if this year if it's CBS or NBC, or they always choose one. It might even be Prime.
I think it is
Fox this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, I think it's the Fox crew, but I know they do have it on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's on. I don't have cable. I cut the cord a while ago. I watch it on Prime. And Antonio, what up? What up? He said, "Nice. The whole crew is here. Hell yeah."
Yes, sir.
Antonio.
All right. Let's see. Where's some other bullshit that we got? For the Steelers. Okay, so Joe Hayden officially out. Cam Hayward didn't practice due to illness, but they said he should be good to go for Sunday. And there's been no update on TJ Watt and his COVID issue. I mean, still on COVID reserve. Not hearing an update on Friday means he's probably not coming back this Sunday. So just like the last time they didn't have him, their defense is screwed.
Yep. I feel if the Ravens can't get off this game, then I'm gonna start worrying about them. But yeah, the Steelers don't have nothing out there, man. TJ Watt is everything for him. So, and even on the offensive side of the ball, man, Big Ben
I just
was
think
holding
the morale's holding down too.
Yeah, he was holding his arm. Did y'all see him holding his arm at the end of the game? Big Ben?
Yeah, he's a savvy veteran, bro.
Why y'all got him back out there? He doing this.
He's a savvy veteran, bro. He does shit like this. Like he's having a terrible game. Like, man, I better start holding my arm like I'm hurt. Like,
he's the army general that has to die on the field. Like that's just what it is. Like, I don't think he's not going to let him do it. He's not going to let him take him off the field.
You'll never be able to remove him from the field until he dies out there. And he goes out there and tries to die, bro. Every time, too. It's like
holding the ball just a little bit extra long just because he's trying to make it happen. Ravens, though, we already know anytime the Ravens and the Steelers play, like this is gonna be a battle. We already know that all of the Ravens D linemen are gonna be looking to take Big Ben out.
Gang sack.
Not to a dinner and a movie.
That's funny because I like Baltimore this week as a streamer because of that reason.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And this is probably not gonna be bullshit. This will probably be good. Danny Pesos is ruled out. Mike Glennon's gonna start. But Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney are doubtful for the game.
Yeah, I'm pissed about that.
This is gonna be a fun Kenny Golladay game for DFS purposes. I won't feel comfortable in my redraft, but yeah, because Mike Glennon's a competent quarterback.
Yeah, if he had like Kadarius or Sterling Shepard, without neither one of those, I don't want nobody on this offense except for Saquon.
Shit, I don't even want Saquon in certain situations.
In certain situations, I agree.
Listen, man, negative game script, all that. He's going to get peppered with targets. I like it.
If they can extend drives, that's another thing, too. Like, I mean,
I think Saquon's going to be all right. Saquon's going to be all right. You got a guy that'll be able to check it down because he's
talented. He can always break a long run. Yeah. But other than that, I don't think this offense scores over 2 touchdowns.
Saquon finally got the work too that he should be getting. Like he played 70% of the snaps. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know that the Giants are kind of somewhat like still in it at 4-7 because it's like so bad. But just like I said last time, when Baltimore went down to Miami to go play, Giants are going down to Miami. We already know they don't have a good track record of not partying in Miami. So that's all I'm going to say. Stream the Dolphins defense again if you got them. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yep.
Let's see some other news. So there was some news about OBJ not practicing, being questionable. McVay said that he'd be surprised if OBJ doesn't play. Henderson, I would be.
They can leave it up to him on game day. He's gonna I can go. He's just gonna have to warm his back up. That's
what's his thing? What's his injury?
Hip pointer.
He's not, man. See, when I hear things like hip pointer, like they usually don't play.
And hasn't that been an issue for him in the past? Like, hasn't he had hip issues in the past?
He had a hip pointer earlier this year.
Yeah. But he can. I think it's like just a pain tolerance thing. I think he can play through it. So that's why they just didn't want to stress him through practice. So I think it's just a pain tolerance. I think he gets shot up on game day, and I think that's what McVay is trying to say. We're actually saying it.
Got to read between the lines.
So what were you saying about Henderson? What's his status now?
So we haven't heard anything new about him. I'm assuming it's the exact same that it's been this entire week. No, I didn't see anything about him practicing. Did not see anything about him practicing. We got to get ready for Sony. Like, this is a quad injury. We've been talking about this all week, how these quad injuries are probably one of the worst soft tissue injuries that you can get.
I want to say he had a quad early in the year too, and he missed that game. I'm trying to remember what game that was. Yeah, but it happened. Sony Michel did decent that game.
Yeah, and they're going up against the Jaguars. I mean, I think
the Jaguars are like, they were like 22nd against the run after last week, so they're like dropping down. They're not like, there's too many people you have to account for. Like, the running back's going to eat in this matchup. You know what I mean? There's too many people you have to account for in the passing game. Whether OBJ is not out there or not, you still have Van Jefferson and you have Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? And I swear, if OBJ doesn't go, this is going to be one of those random Higbee games too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I won't be banking on that.
I've called every Higbee game this year. You know, he's had two.
Has it been one of them?
But I'm not playing.
He's had two. I called each one of
them. And what up, Devin? What's going on, bro? And I'm nervous. Like, if OBJ doesn't play, that makes Van Jefferson worse. Like, I thought that Van Jefferson would actually slide in there and be pretty good as the number 2, but he actually needs another guy in there just for the way that they use him.
Yeah, because but here's another thing that was interesting is that he played I think it was 18%. No, not the snap. That was a target market share. I think he had 18% of target market share. I think he had like 10% of that in the slot. There was something I forget. I'm butchering it right now. I am high, but I'm trying to remember because this one was interesting. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, because that's Robert Woods shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I figured OBJ was in the slot right in there. They had OBJ out wide most of the time.
Yeah. Yep. Just different. They got to learn. They're learning new schemes and how they're going to use people. And Lee, good looking on the super chat, bro. Would you trade Chubb for DK and Montgomery?
Yeah.
I'm holding.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I look at the trade.
If I need that.
It's hard. And Hustler kind of put me on this because I always on my lives, I'd be like, and I'm like, if I got to do that, you shouldn't do the trade. I mean, what is it for what? I mean, I'm not trying to be disingenuous to this, but I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, if you said Chubb for Stephon Diggs and Montgomery, then I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. But why would you try to go to DK to catch that? I mean, sometimes I'm cutting edge, but I don't see nothing for why I want to trade for DK. Now, if I got DK, I'm gonna roll him out there, but I wouldn't try to trade for that, man.
I'm saying yeah, because he might need it. He might, if he needs a receiver, and you don't want to give up a running back like Chubb without getting a starting running back that you feel comfortable with. I feel okay with getting the workload of Montgomery, and then I get a DK if I need a receiver. I think it'll be okay for DK.
Bogard also mainlines trades, very often. Free basis trades very often. But the only way I'm doing this is if you need Montgomery to play this week, because like if you lose this week, you're not making it to the playoffs or like some shit like that because Chubb's on a bye. That's really the only way that I would be making this trade. But if the trade only moves the needle this much, like I ain't got to put my hand up, it only moves it that much, it's not worth it. Like, fuck it. It's an emotional trade. Just hold for a better one. Because I think you can get more than that for Chubb.
I do too. I think, who was the receiver did you think he could go after?
So, I don't even try to think like that because it's got to be whoever this specific team has.
Okay.
That's why I'm always like, that's why you got to get on Patreon because
I'll tap back inside the HQ. I'm getting tagged in.
Sounds good, bro. Sounds good. But that's why, it's hard to answer questions like that in a vacuum. So that's why we say get on Patreon. For me, you go to fantasyfootballhustler.com. You click on the top link. For TD, you go to his OnlyFans. Okay, but that's where you need to come get at us with stuff like that because I'm going to tell you specific things to go look for. Go look for teams with this, this, and this in your league, and you're going to come back to me with screenshots of their team, and I'll tell you, try to go for these guys, trade these guys for these guys, see what they say.
Yeah.
That's the way we got to do trades. There's so much psychology behind trades. It's not just this player for this player. Usually people who trade like that lose the trades more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
All right, couple more pieces of news here. So Jordan Howard, he's out for Sunday officially. Jalen Hurts still questionable for Sunday's game, but we're not hearing anything for sure. I think this might come down to a game time decision unless we hear something tomorrow.
Wow.
Would you go pick up Gardner Minshew if you had Jalen Hurts? I'm saying a super flex league. Yes. Maybe Minshew's still out there.
Yes, you got to always have a backup plan, especially if you still got that questionable tag. You don't hear anything on Friday, right? So I'm automatically going to get in the backup plan. So if I can get Gardner Minshew or something better, I'm definitely doing that. If I have Jalen Hurts,
got to make some moves now. Don't wait. Don't wait.
He's
been limited in practice all week.
He probably plays, but you don't count on that. You never know. You got to go ahead. So he probably plays, but I'm still getting somebody to back him up in case I have to go. When they play the 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock game,
they play the early set of games.
Okay, yep. So
you'll know. All right, let's see who else we got up in here. So Allen Robinson doubtful for Sunday's game. So we're just assuming he's not going to play again. So Mooney, fire him up. Andy Dalton officially named the starter for Sunday's game, and they said Nick Foles is going to be the backup.
Yep. You don't go out there and roll your rookie out there with broke ribs for what?
Yeah. Yeah. Are they even in contention right now?
Oh, yeah, they still in contention.
4-7. It's crazy how 4-7 teams are still in it with that extra wild card spot now because every single team that has 5 wins and 4 wins in the NFC is still kind of in the fight for that 7 seed. Kind of insane because it's definitely not that way in the AFC. You got to have a winning record. It's like the 6-win teams. Those are the teams that are fighting for it as of now. Kind of maybe like the Dolphins at 5-7 who are on a 4-game win streak. But yeah, it's getting close. It's getting close.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll save the good news for last for stuff. For the Saints, we got Taysom Hill. They fear that he suffered a torn tendon in his middle finger, and he's been giving so many people the middle finger about his contract. If karma finally caught up to him. But what do you think? So I said this is the same shit that Russell Wilson was pretty much dealing with.
I know, man, and I've seen it. And bruh, that if he wouldn't have hurt his finger, he would have had a better game. After his finger hurt, he kind of, you could tell. But he was
running it like after he hurt his finger, that was the first
bell cow.
That was the first call. He was going to be the running back.
Yes, he was a bell cow. He was. So I don't know if he should go out and put bad film out at the quarterback position with his finger hurt like this. Go ahead, give it back to Trevor Siemian and bring back Kamara slowly. That's what I would do. But I don't know. Maybe he wants to push through. If he pushed through, I would like to see Kamara come back, and I think this team can be tough to beat. So I think you can fire up some of these guys. If Taysom, I think you can play Deontay Harris and Alvin and some of these other guys with Taysom there. But if Taysom doesn't come back and doesn't play, I'm probably moving on from a lot of these receivers. Maybe Alvin if he comes back.
Yep, and it's crazy too because they're on a 5-game losing streak right now. They're 5-7, and they're still in the mix for this 7 seed after dropping 5 straight. So just really crazy how the NFC is, just how it's all shaping out there.
Yep.
And Life in Sports Talk with Jake said you guys doing a pre-draft strategy for next year, guys. Hell yeah. So we actually had one this year. Our channels weren't as big. So, people just didn't know about it. But yes, we are doing a pre-draft. We're going to have a strategy guide going, and it's going to be way more intricate than any of these other cookie cutter ones that you're seeing out there. That's for sure. Because the one we had last year was already cutting edge. This year, an extra year, more people involved with it, way more cutting edge than it was even last year. We're getting you guys ready.
Yes, sir.
All right. And who else we got here? So for the Texans, David Johnson not practicing again. And for everyone who's saying, Rex Burkhead.
I've been saying it. Because it's like this is why I'm playing Rex. Is what you said earlier. Like, I don't care what the results. I don't have nothing else. You don't play Rex Burkhead over like Matt Breida. I wouldn't play him over Matt Breida. I wouldn't play him over some of these number 2 running back like a J.D. McKissick road the guy. I wouldn't play him over them. But if I didn't have nobody, I'm not gonna play him. I'm gonna play Rex Burkhead over Nelson Aguilar. I'm gonna play Rex Burkhead over.
What about Kendrick Bourne though?
No, not Kendrick Bourne. Not Kendrick. No, Kendrick's a top 15 play now. He's a top 15 play. He's getting a lot of golden touches around the green zone. So
he is, and the Yak monster, man. I like that catch where he caught it, broke the tackle, and then tippy-toed up the line. Like, that was money. Yeah, that was money. And let's see here. Melvin Gordon not practicing again, doubtful for Sunday as of now. So
Devonte Williams.
Yeah, I guess this is kind of good news. I should have saved this for last because not good news for Melvin Gordon, but all of us who Javonte truthers, is good news, and they're going up against the Chiefs. I don't care what anyone says. These divisional rivalry games are going to be a little bit tough, but I think Williams is still he's going to do his thing. I think he's getting over 100 combined yards like he did last week. And hopefully he hits pay dirt once or twice.
So I actually think the Chiefs do really good, but I think Javonte still, no matter if he's the lone back, he still is going to be a great back there. But I think Kansas City beats him by 2 touchdowns. Kansas City, I feel like with coming off a bye, you know how Andy Reid is. So that team's going to be ready to go. They're going to have design plays for Tyreek. So, but you still fire up Javonte Williams. It doesn't matter. He's going to be getting catches. He's going to be running the ball. You fire him up. This is what y'all been waiting for. But I don't know if rest of the season he's going to have his value. It just depends on Melvin Gordon.
So I think one way or the other that Williams has been a must play for the last couple weeks.
Yes.
I mean, you look even last week. I mean, he gets 17 total touches. He does outperform Gordon. He gets the touchdown, in PPR formats. I mean, he went like right at 20 points, splitting half the touches. Like, I'm good with that. Keep him healthy. Keep them both on the field. If having Melvin Gordon out there helps him a little bit, if it helps his efficiency, I'm all about it. We don't need him to have high volume, low efficiency. I hate that shit.
Me too. And I told people, if you got any of these guys, you fire them up. They asked me, should I play, Melvin Gordon or Devonte Williams? Both of them.
Because they both have been solid. Like Melvin, both of them have been like the RB2/3, where they're kind of right in the mix, low end RB2, maybe high end flexes, and I feel like that's like their floor, not their ceiling.
Yep.
All right. Who else we got here? CEH misses practice with the stomach flu. They did say that he's expected to play. But you think missing practice, couple days? I mean, that gives Williams a little bit more of the touches than he got last week?
No. They, what I call patty cake. They want to patty cake CEH because they know what people are saying. He see it. So he's going to get the goal line in the green zone. I'm not going to necessarily say goal line, but the green zone, the honey spot. If it ain't going to Tyreek or to Kelsey, I feel like CEH is the next guy in line, and he's the running back. So I'm still firing him up. I'm still ranking him as a top 24 running back this week. I'm playing him. As long as if he doesn't, they say something about Sunday morning about his stomach, then you might want to be worried about Darrell Williams coming and taking some touches.
You better not have the BGs coming to the game this week. And yeah, and it's Sunday night football, so that's another thing too. We're not even gonna know. I think they flex this game, and they think they put this game into Sunday night.
Okay.
But yeah, should be a good game. And so for everyone who doesn't know, since we're talking about the Sunday night game, because I'm pretty sure that is going to be the game that they do this on. So for everyone who's on Super Draft Pro with us right now, if you're not on it, you better go get there, and you should sign up for the Elite Package. And the reason why is for a dope-ass contest that they're doing this week, and well, at least this week only that we know about. So they are doing, it's a six-player tournament. You got a champion, and you got a co-champion. So the champion plus 50%, co-champion is plus 25%. There's no money involved for this, but whoever gets first, there's less than 400 people that are going to be in this tournament. First place gets all expense paid trip to Las Vegas. You're going to get put up in a penthouse hotel, literally going to get everything paid for, food, your entertainment, everything. You get to hang out with the owner of Super Draft Pro. But this is only available if you are on the elite tier. So if there was ever a reason to bump up your account, or if there was ever a reason to get involved and sign up right now and sign up on the $100 tier, it is right now. So go do it. I'm putting the link in the chat. It's sdhustler.com. If you're on Fantasy Good Sports right now, look in the description. His link is there to get signed up. If you're watching on the GMM Network, the link is there on Bogard's channel. If you're on Facebook and you need it, hop over to one of our YouTubes right now, either Fantasy Football Hustler or Fantasy Good Sports. Hop over to one of ours right now and go get signed up and sign up for the elite level. You're paying $100 and you're going to get the next month of contests for free. Okay, that's how they make it legal in every single state. You pay $100 to get the membership, and then you get 4 free contests every single day, except Sunday, where you're getting 5 free contests with this special one, where the first place is getting an all expense paid trip. So you best believe I'm doing some extra research this week, because this is a tournament that I'm going to be trying to win, and there's less than 400 people that are going to be in this tournament.
Guys, ain't no city like Vegas. I just came from there about 2 or 3 months ago. So he told me about it yesterday. So I can't wait. I'm trying to win it.
Hell yeah, in it to win it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the Sunday night game that this contest is going to be for.
Yep.
All right. And some good news right at the end for the Jaguars. James Robinson is practicing. Miles Jack is practicing. I'm a little bit nervous about James Robinson, though, after the usage that we kind of see of him as of late. I mean, last year was nice because they could have been down 30 points. It didn't matter. They're still running the rock steady with James Robinson. It's not that way this year.
Nope. It's Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is going to get one more year. So that's all I'm going to tell everybody who got these Jacksonville players and Dynasty or just got them on redraft. They're going to give him one more year, so hopefully he can turn things around. But I wouldn't be trying to play anybody on this team. I'm playing Shaughnessy in the Scott Fishbowl because it's tight end premium. But other than that, I can't trust James Robinson unless I have to. Like, I'm playing James Robinson over Rex Burkhead, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's how far he's fallen with this offense, the way that they're working it. And then last piece of news is going to be Murray and Hopkins for the Cardinals, trending towards playing this Sunday. We need it. We need it.
Yep. We need it for fantasy purposes. But I'm glad that they did it this way. I don't want to see a hobbled Kyler Murray out there. I don't want to see a hobbled D-Hop. I want to see them ready to go. Arizona is my sleeper pick to win the Super Bowl. I think this defense is good enough. So, yeah, I can't wait for these guys to come back, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they didn't need them to win. I mean, obviously, you need guys like that, but they're doing all right, missing a handful of games, and they're. I mean, what'd they lose? 2 out of the last 4 games that they weren't there, something like that. Going 500 without your 2 biggest stars on the squad, like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And Life in Sports Talk with Jake said Ayuk might just be a league winner. Yeah, he might be.
I told people about dropping him this year because I had a lot of questions in the middle of the season after week 3 or 4 when he was getting dudded. It was like, hey, should I drop him? And I just started people like, trust your gut. If you want to drop him, you drop him. I wasn't dropping him nowhere. I just knew he's too good of a talent. I heard that he was in the doghouse. So I told people that, Shanahan said he's been partying. He's not going hard in practice. So Shanahan's trying to prove a point. I knew this guy was talented. I knew Sherfield wasn't better than him. So you got to keep, sometimes you got to stash guys. So yeah, Ayuk could be a league winner. Do you have any shares of Ayuk, Hustle?
Yep, I got a few. He's around there. He's not someone that I drafted a bunch. And actually, I think the teams that I have him on, I don't even know if I have, championship aspirations in those teams. So I wish I had him in a little bit more. I know I dropped him in 1 or 2 leagues.
Okay.
I don't know if it made a difference to those teams in particular.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I wish I had more of them. And let's see here. And second take extra. Okay, so Henderson was actually limited in practice, so still has a shot to play. Yeah, I guess he would have been doubtful if he didn't practice today. Yeah, they play in the afternoon. Hopefully we get some reporting early. Yeah, because they play in the second slate of games, don't they?
I never would have trusted Henderson. Never. Even when some of my guys was doing bad and Henderson was up there in the top 5, I said I wasn't. A lot of guys would ask me, should I trade for him? No, he's a good player, but he's volatile. He's gonna get injured like every other game. So if you can get Henderson and Sony Michel together, and that's not really a drafting strategy to try to handcuff, but if you can go and accumulate Sony Michel, however, with Henderson, then yes, you getting a part of this backfield. I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay just trying to ride into my playoffs with Henderson. Make sure you go get a backup plan if you have Henderson.
Hell yeah. And let's see. Sir Bong's a lot in the building. What up, bro? Internet. There we go. There we go. And everyone put your questions back in the chat. We're going to get to some questions right now. For everyone who's in the Hustler Dynasty Leagues, we're going to be doing the Hustler Dynasty League recaps. We're starting it at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to be breaking down all 9 dynasty leagues. We're flip-flopping it this time. We're starting at number 9 and we're working our way backwards down to number 1. So I know TD is going to come on there and talk a little bit of shit, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be a little bit closer to the top of the show than the bottom of the show.
Yep.
Flip-flopping it around.
I'm going to stay tuned in for the other ones. I'm going to stay tuned in for the other ones.
I know we got a few people that are going to be on. They already told me we're coming on. I know my dude Anthony MathQuest, who's always in here in the chat. He said he's coming on. He's in like 3 leagues. I actually switched it around. It worked out better for you. Worked out better for him because he's in like 1, 3, and 5 or something. So he was like, I might have a meeting. And he was like, I don't want to miss any of them. Can you like do those ones last? I was like, yeah. You know what? We'll do it that way. We'll switch it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. And where are we at? Oh, Bogard's back in the building. There we go. What up, bro?
Well, I'm gonna say Gibson all day, bro. Gibson all day.
Yeah, hops in my cup. Gibson over J-Rob for sure.
Yep.
Stu, what up, bro?
What up, bruh?
He said, time to walk the pup. I hit the like button for the algorithm. There you go. I'll be listening. And same tight end, I had a question asked of me by a JSR member, long-term Callaway or Ayuk early on. Went with Ayuk. There we go, bro.
Yes, sir.
Ha. And Stu said, how about them Cowboys?
Let's go.
I already knew they were going to do it for you, Stu. I already told you, like, anytime you need that extra pick-me-up, like, Cowboys are going to be there for you.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Let's see where we at. And second take extra. I listened to TD and got Jones and Dylan as the handcuff. I got Sony. There we go.
Sir. Yes,
you guys better be listening. We're not just talking just to talk. Like we're trying to help you guys win your leagues and dominate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because we do good. I mean, we play in so many leagues. It's hard to say that we like dominate every single league, but I think we're even in this position that we are because we've done so good with our home leagues and stuff that we've graduated towards other leagues like this. So like for anyone who's actually still in home leagues, in work leagues, things like that, we will help you dominate those leagues. You guys just got to listen and got to do what we tell you to do. That's all.
Yep. And listen to us from the beginning because sometimes it's like this, guys. How you ever got work that somebody else did? And you have to try to correct it. So sometimes when you ask the stars and six questions, we be like, I would have never had those guys. So if you follow us from the beginning, not saying it's your team, you're going to pick your teams, but you can get more of an impressionable player that we like. That way, you can kind of follow us better and make moves accordingly. If you go out and pick a bunch of guys that are bad, sometimes stars and sits is not going to help you.
Yep, because I know, all of us maybe track. We all track all positions, but I just feel like, the different ideas that we got in here and certain people hit, even you can go to the footballers, like each of them, like they're better at certain positions than others. Yep. So that's why you got to have the voices like ours around. You get a bunch of people who are dope with fantasy and giving you the isms.
Yep.
Right? Isms give me money.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm like the authority in revenge narratives.
Who's got a big revenge narrative this week?
Let's see. You know what's funny is like it never really hits me until I'm overlooking the matchups. I'm trying to think. There's not too many that jumped out this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there really isn't. I'm looking at all of them.
Like last week, the JD McKissick. That was like key right there. That was just like, you know what I mean?
I'm looking.
And he balled. And you didn't even play him in Super Draft Pro, did you?
I played him in one of my lineups. I won I think I won $2 that night. So it was, but I had a lot of Logan Thomas. I had a lot, you know what I mean? I had too much K that fucked up every one of my lineups. You know what I mean?
You got the T.Y. Hilton game.
Yep, T.Y. Hilton's this week. It's not really revenge. That's just kind of
well, yeah. I don't know what you call that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what is it with T.Y. and the Texans? Like, were they the team like right before him? Like, is he from Texas or something? Like, there's got to be something.
I don't know what it is. I think he just kills him, man. He's like, out of 18 games, he got 1,800 yards with like 20 touchdowns.
I do know there was a game where it was when he had his first kid. He played against the Texans that week and went crazy, and I think it's just been ever since then. Maybe I remember prime time. They're watching highlights and he was clowning on T.Y. They're like, "Why are you laughing at him?" Because T.Y. scores a touchdown and he's cradling he's cradling the football, but he's crying because he's so happy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking crying, like Jordan face crying. And Prime was just laughing. He's like, "Man, I'm happy for the kid. That's fine."
Yeah.
But he was laughing because
he was.
He was ugly crying. He was so happy.
All right, for second take extra, he said start 2, Sony, J-Rob, Javonte. Think I'm going, you're going to have to tap back in because we don't know the info about Henderson. Yeah. But if Henderson doesn't play, I'm going Javonte and Sony.
Here's the thing he'll know, and they're in the same game, so he can pivot to J-Rob. You know what I'm saying? So that one works itself out.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sony and Javonte no matter what. Sony was an okay play if you needed a late start or something, even with Henderson being healthy. Sony he got a couple opportunities to get touchdowns. I played him a couple times where he had like one touchdown for like 30 yards. So Sony, I would still play Sony, and I will go to Javonte.
But if Henderson plays, I'm definitely playing J-Rob. Because the Rams aren't a good run defense.
Let me see who Jacksonville playing. I didn't like the matchup. They're playing the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams aren't a great run at all.
Yeah, I just play Devontae and Sony. But you're right, J-Rob is an okay play. I can't play J-Rob this week.
Scary Terry or Hollywood?
I'm going Terry.
I'm going Terry.
I'm going Terry. Too many mouths to feed in Baltimore.
Elver said Javonte, Diggs, Saquon, pick 2. I'm going Javonte and Diggs.
Yep.
Second take extra with 40 with $1 million on the line. Would you rather have Steph to make a free throw or Justin Tucker to hit a 40-yarder? Huss said Tucker. TD said Curry. Can y'all debate on it?
I'm going to say Curry because, like, Curry's been shooting since he was, like, 2. Like, muscle memory is the real thing. I remember one of my boys, right? He ended up being a coach, but he could ball. He played D1. He was just he wasn't the tallest, you know what I mean? And I remember we would go burn at the park, right? And there would be no lights on the court, and he would just shoot all day. And you just hear it, and he's like, "It's muscle memory, man." You know what I mean? When you've been doing that all your life, bro, I'm trusting Steph with a free throw.
Well, I said Curry. It's a point. I understand why Hustler and I think Second Take said Tucker too. But if you telling me that it's people cheering and it's money on the line and everybody's screaming, I'd rather take Steph to do it because he's done it more, shooting free throws in gyms. If Tucker, you ask him, it's cry, everybody going crazy and he got to make it. That's how you freeze kickers. You can freeze kickers more than you can freeze free throwers.
See, you know what's crazy? I'm a Warriors fan, and I couldn't even tell you his free throw percentage right now. Because then
like 90-something, 92.
See, so that means out of 10 shots, he's gonna hit 9.2 of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I'm pretty sure Justin Tucker's success, his hit rate,
at least 80%.
Yeah, I'm sure it's close as well. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, it's very close, and that's why I took Tucker. If we're talking about 40 yards or less, he's almost 97% from that distance.
See, like I said, before we start busting out the numbers, I'm gonna say Curry because that's also where my heart goes. You know what I mean? Like, if it was my life on the line, I'd look at Curry and be like, "Yep," you know what I mean? Go save my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Justin Tucker, I don't know, man. I've seen him miss extra points.
Yeah, because of the pressure. Like I seen Justin Tucker miss some kicks where he missed, and it was a little bit of pressure on him. Like Stephen Curry, he's hit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Both of these guys are great. I just think it's harder to hit a field goal than it is a free throw.
Hey, somebody just go look up.
No. See, here's the actual question. Because both these guys are great at it. The question is, could Steph Curry hit, an extra point being lined up from the 2-yard line? And could like Tucker hit 5 out of 10, free throws or like some shit like that? Like that would be more fun than.
That's true.
I bet you Tucker could kick the basketball right into that joint.
He probably could. Like, could you imagine that if he just lined it up from 60 yards and there was a basketball hoop, right there, like off of the just hanging off of the goalpost? That shit would be wild because it's hard to hit a 65-yarder. But man, that'd be dope if he could make a basket from that far.
You know what I say? When they hit the uprights on accident, it amazes me because you couldn't do that on purpose. Like if instead of an H, right? I immediately thought of Coming to America. They kicked the ball through a big H, right? But instead of like that, if it was just one pull horizontal, it'd be so fucking impossible to hit that shit. But I bet you Justin Tucker could. You know what I mean? He's that good with the foot, bruh.
Hell yeah. And I love these debates, and we've already been talking about it more. And I haven't got the okay from these guys that they're going to do it. We got to figure out dates and times and everything. But we are going to have a debate show. Like it's going to be something that we do during the off season, as well.
Yes. Yep.
For sure, doing the off season, we're going to try to mix one in maybe before the season's over. But it's the type of content that we know that you guys want. Is going to be fun as hell for us. Yep. And we're going to kind of do it like around the horn style.
And like we could have it themed like we doing the debate show, getting closer to fantasy, and be like, okay, we're gonna be talking about player versus player type shit.
Well, here's why I brought it up, because we want audience participation, literally like we just had from Second Take Extra. When you guys chime in, you guys are going to be able to give us some topics that we're going to debate.
Yep.
And I mean, we could have a whole ass episode like, all right, this one's all shows or all movies or food or you know what I mean?
Anything.
Anything. Strongman competition. The Russians are way better than the Poles.
So, Hustler, can you do those polls that you do can you put a poll and tell the people to vote who they think won the debate?
We could do that like while we're here, like on the show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do it like on each of our channels because we're gonna be streaming on all of our channels. Okay. So it'll be one of those things where we may need a producer for this show.
Yeah.
we may need someone who's behind the scenes, not in front of the camera, helping out with some of those kind of things.
You're right.
Because it is going to be a lot, but it's going to be dope as hell.
Hey, I know somebody that will do it. And you know, I'll throw him like $10 or something, bro.
Who? I thought we knew him. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. One of my young brothers.
Okay.
You know yeah, because he would do that shit for free, but you know what I mean? Hey, man, throw him a little bit of change and love. That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's not going to be too hard, but yeah, we would need someone to help out with that. Got all the screens up, putting in the polls or whatever things like that. Because that's what we want. I mean, I think all of our brands are being built around like audience participation. So we're kind of take it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And what up, Jarrett? What's going down, bro? Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. All right, let's see. Let's get a couple more of these. Hops in my cup said Fant or Fire Muth. I'm going with the Muth.
I'm going with the Fire Muth. Easy. That's all I say all day. When it's easy, that's easy, bro. I'm not trusting no Fant right now.
Fire up the fryer. Let's see. And Second Take Extra said, TD, you got highlights from your football games as a running back?
No, I don't, bro. I threw away my tapes because I was angry and shit. Don't laugh at that, hustler.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny because I wanted to laugh, but you told me like the story about it. Like, you want to.
It sucks. All we could do is laugh at this point, right? Like all we could do is laugh. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disingenuous to TD to steal his words.
No, man, because if y'all ever get a chance, man, when you get some free time, just go on my channel and check out. I got a documentary, man. It's kind of what happened with me in high school, and I was with my cousin. He threw drugs on me, and it ruined my career, man. It was crazy, but so after that happened, man, I threw all my tape away. But it's some things I got people that got highlight film. I know some people who got some things, bro. So maybe I go look for that and show you. I was nice now. I was top 5 running back in North Carolina. I got
Hell yeah. And Sean said Rex or Jeff Wilson. I'm going Rex. Jeff Wilson's like nothing over there right now.
Rex.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me take it back. Bogard, with Debo more than likely missing, is Jeff Wilson more in play now?
I was just saying he might get like 4 or 5 more carries. You know what I mean? But then what's crazy is like I love when you get information from actual guys. And Kyle Juszczyk, he was on McAfee today, and he said I asked Shanahan if I could do the Debo role. Like, he said it like that too, like in those words. And then he's what did he say? He's like, he said he'll consider it.
He might do something for him on the goal line. That's a nice DFS play. Appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Like because. It's just they're going to run the ball a ton. So
yeah, and Elijah Mitchell leads
too. Jeff Wilson or
a Rex.
Oh, Rex. I'd probably still go Rex though because of all you know what I mean. It's hard. It's hard to be like, well, Jeff Wilson's a flex. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Francisco, what up? Said again a lot late, but I'm here. Fridays are hard for me early. I'll try to join the show, Hustler. All right. You better be there, bro. You better be there. And Antonio said, my name is Jeff Wilson.
My name is Jeff. You got to say, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. So funny. And David up in the building. What up, bro? What's going down?
What's good, bro?
What's good?
Let's see. Who else we got in here? Sean said Cooks or Bateman, non-PPR. I'm going Bateman with Hayden out.
Yep, fire up the bait, man. Hey, ask me for a friend.
Go with Cooks. That's all Tyrod really got, man. And they got Rex as the running back. So I feel like Cooks will have a lot of opportunities. So I'm gonna go with Cooks.
Let's see here. We got And Tino, he said that's good math, Bogard. And Adrian Peterson, what up? Hunter Renfrow or Mike Williams, Melvin Gordon, start one in the flex, have Metcalf and Keenan as my starters. Don't brag about Metcalf as your starter. I'm gonna tell you that much. Because I think I would rather have like any of the other wide receivers over him right now. I'd rather have Renfrow over him. I mean, Higgins has a tough matchup, but I think I almost rather have Higgins over Metcalf too.
Yes, but I can't. I'm not sitting Metcalf. That's probably the right play, but I don't sit my studs. I try to build a team to support them when they are going through bad times. I just can't see me having Metcalf on the bench because I've done this before in the time past, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you've been playing bad, and then he go for 20, and I'm mad, right? So I say play Metcalf, but I say pick Higgins and Renfrow. Higgins, then Renfrow.
We've never seen him and Russ fighting though either. Like that's like a variable that like we got to account for at least a little bit.
That's true.
What up, Devin? What's going on, bro?
What up?
And Steven coming through with the super chat. Would you play Devontae Parker this week? I mean, when he plays, I'm going to play him over a lot of flex players because every time he's gotten hurt and came back, he comes back and gets the targets.
Yep. I agree. If Will Fuller was there, I might be a little hesitant. And I probably still would play him if I had to. So yeah, you rolling Devontae out there, Steven.
They got the Giants.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's probably going to draw James Bradbury. I don't like that.
Now, he runs a lot of slot.
I mean, Waddle's more that guy, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. I like Parker. James Bradbury, yeah, he's been a beast. Let's see. Where are we at? Chandler up in the building, and I'm late. What up?
What up, Chandler? That's the actual Chandler from Friends, y'all.
If you guys didn't know. And Anna says standard league playing Connor and Madison, got Hunt and Harris sitting for the playoffs. Wish I had room to stash Jay Williams. Didn't think Williams had potential to be the starter the rest of the season. You talking about Jamal Williams, I'm assuming? Yeah,
because Devontae, everybody knew he had potential to be the starter.
That's why I'm assuming it's got to be Jamal with the way that this is worded.
So too, this could be like a hurting story right here. Like it could be Javonte, and you know what I mean? Like, because this is what we're here for too. Sometimes we're part therapists. You know what I mean? That's like a little bit of venting. Like, man, Javonte. I mean, it's probably Jamal Williams because he's gonna start this week, but you could also read
the rest of the season
because it could be a starter the rest of the way. You know what I mean?
I hope for your sake it's Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
And David said full PPR, start 3. Bateman, Pitts, Logan Thomas, Josh Reynolds. I'm going to sit Logan Thomas. He's been limited all week too. That's what's making me a little nervous.
But I'm
not going to play. So I don't know where these guys at. I don't know if they in your flex or not, but I'm never going to talk. Kyle Pitts would be a guy that I tell you to play 2 tight ends, and I'm not going to do it. I think
it's like got to be. This has got to be. It's got to be flex. Flex.
You know what? Damn, the Bucs are bad against the tight end too.
Yeah. Do you guys remember a guy? Doyle Rules, right?
Yeah.
Who'd he go up against last week?
Yeah.
The Bucs.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
I like Pitts, but I can't. So what we're gonna tell him to sit? She's sitting. I think Logan Logan had a nice roll last week. I think Logan has another nice week.
Okay, outside of the Bengals game, the Raiders against the Bengals, right? Outside of that game, the Raiders are giving a booty to the tight end. They did last week to Schultz. That's why I like Logan Thomas here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do too.
And I don't want to play the 2 tight ends like TD said. I agree with that. But you know what though? I think I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. I think Matt Ryan does show up against the Bucs.
Me too.
Oddly enough, so I'm going to sit Logan Thomas here.
What was Logan Thomas's injury earlier in the season?
It was a hamstring. That's why, and he had to get put on IR. So that's why he was limited all last week, and he's limited this week. The snap count's going to go up because that was limited too. He's still not going to be playing a full complement yet. You know what I mean? Look at and when he was out there, He was out there on the money downs, third down, red zone. He was out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a tight end, we want that, but I think Pitts is more like putting a receiver as far as his target market.
I do. I believe that too. That's what I was going to say. I believe that too. I think you can do that, and you can do it. You can get a little cute right here if you wanted to.
Yeah, and like Matt, like I said, Matt Ryan shows up against these Buccaneers, man. He plays.
What up, Austin? What's going on, bro?
What's going on, Austin?
What up, Austin?
And Jared said, bro, Gordon isn't likely to play, so who gets my flex spot, Waddle or Javonte Williams? Javonte Williams.
Williams. Yep. I hope you don't got Water on the bench. You must better have Tyreek and Stephon Diggs and Devontae Adams. Well, not Devontae Adams. He's on bye, but to be able to sit Waddle. But yeah, Devontae Williams.
And Austin said, can I vent about how much I hate Dak? Yeah, man, don't be afraid to. And David said Logan's practicing full today. No, he didn't. He's been limited all week. I'm looking at it right now. I wanted to double check before I gave the answer for you. So he's been limited all week this week. And I can start 3 of them. The question is, out of those 4, who do I sit? Yep, that's what we said. So I said Logan Thomas. I think Bogard said Logan Thomas as well. And then who'd you say to sit?
I'm going to say sit Reynolds.
Reynolds, there we go. Let's see. Where are we at? A couple more before we get up out of here. And Chandler said you guys should do some scouting type videos for incoming rookies, like how they might do fantasy wise or something like that. Yep.
Yes. I'm big into that scouting. I'm still learning how to be able to bring those videos on and be able to break it down in film without copyright infringement. I'm going to be learning that. I don't know if Hustler is going to be into that or not, but I do want to do some breakdown at the film level for us from college guys.
I have an idea of how we can do that. It is going to be tough to play some of their highlights and things like that. We might be able to doctor it up a little bit, but okay. I mean, I'm down to do something like that. We go live, maybe like 30 minutes. You break down like 3 players at a certain position, or something like that. Spend like 5-10 minutes, on each player. I definitely want to do some stuff like that.
Yeah, some off-season stuff like that. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't do a bunch of that stuff this offseason is because I didn't have a bunch of people to like do it with, like we do now. So I think this offseason is going to be a lot different than last season was.
It is. We're going to come in and we're going to come in the next season head strong.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking conglomerate, I tell you.
Life and Sports Talk with Jake says Hawk or Muth. I'm still going with Muth.
Muth.
Need a Muth.
Josh said this is a trashy question in my 16-team league. Alex Collins or T.Y. Hilton? T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, that's easy. That's T.Y.
Yeah. This week it is. Versus
this week it is. This week.
I would drop Alex Collins and go try to get just with Jamar Jefferson or something like that. I would do that.
I picked him up in a bunch of leagues because you just never know what's going to happen. What if Swift doesn't play anymore this year?
You're right. But I do think, and I know these guys might not agree, but I've been high on T.Y. and I said he was going to be a top 24, and I have to wear that. I was wrong on that one. But I do think he's going to have some big games going into the playoffs because I knew Jonathan Taylor was going to control this line of scrimmage and then left it one-on-one with T.Y. And no matter he's a little bit older, he's still going to have some opportunities because he's still fast. So I think T.Y., if you got a flex and you can get cute, like say you or who do I play for this last spot, flex spot? T.Y. is a great guy to do that.
So last year I was on the anti T.Y. Hilton train because of Phillip Rivers and all that. Just, not a good partner, for Phillip Rivers. So I was completely off him the entire year. Anytime anybody would ask me, nope, not T.Y. Hilton. Nope, don't do it. And then halfway through the season, he turned me around. It was only for like 2 or 3 games where he started having his spurts. Yep. But 2 of those happened to be against the Texans in 2 out of 3 weeks. Yep. And he went bananas.
Yes, he won me. He took me to a fantasy championship.
He's going to be the only Colts player one day to be in the Houston Ring of Honor.
I love that one. That's great.
He scored the most touchdowns of a receiver in Houston.
Wow.
No, I'm pretty sure Andre Johnson scored more than him for the.
I'm sure he did too. And Chandler, what up? Chandler said since Melvin is out, well, I don't think Melvin's been officially ruled out, but he is doubtful, so he's probably going to be
Hey, don't
there.
worry, I got my guys on it. They're going to take him out.
He said, "Is Boone worth picking up?" I think you got to be in a pretty deep league if you're going to pick up Boone.
It's a pretty big fuck followed by no.
Well, you can pick him up in case something happened with Javonte between here and Sunday. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
you can't play him.
You know, Boone, he's gonna see the field as a fullback because that's what he is. You know what I mean? He's really a fullback that just gets carries here and there when he was with the Vikings. You know what I mean? And he's and like this is what happens to those running backs. Is like they just follow the coordinator that had, because he was there a long time ago with Shermer in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's nothing. He's just a guy for real. And he will be out there blocking for Javonte. I like it.
Yep. And Nick Tab, what up, bro? IDP question. All right. Jordan Poyer or Jonathan Abram this week? Man, what?
Abram.
Who's let me see who's the Raiders playing.
So the Raiders play Washington.
Because they're playing Antonio Gibson with 25 carry Antonio Gibson.
Man, I just don't like Jonathan Abram. That's what this comes down to. Poyer's been so good. And I mean, the last two games, I think Abram did better than him the last two games. I just like Poyer's ceiling more than
I think Abram got the most tackles as a safety right now, right?
Yeah, Poyer has the interception upside. So if you believe that he can get an interception, that's why you play him. But I'm the way I do IDP and hustle way more expertise than I am at this. But I play guys that if I know you're playing against a running back that's gonna get 25 carries, 20 carries, I like to play the running guy, like the linebackers and the safeties that come in the box. Abraham is a box safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. And Abram has been good, especially compared to some of the last his last seasons. Like, yeah, he's definitely doing good, at least over the last 3 weeks. Double-digit tackles in each of those games. So I'm going to say Abram is the safer play. But I'm just all about the go big or go home. And I think Mac Jones throws an interception and Poyer comes down with it. So I'm going Poyer.
You know what? I think that anytime you watch the Raiders, you have the chance of going 5 quarters because this team can't close. So I like those defense. That's why I like Abram. I mean, they're always on the field, right? They can't. The Raiders can't really extend drives. Like there's a reason, and their defense actually is the one that gets them back on the field half the time.
Yep. And let me see. Jared said, "No, I got Keenan at wide receiver 1, Godwin at number 2, and then Najee Corduroy at wide receiver." And then, yep. So, would you play Waddle over Godwin or Keenan Allen?
Not over Keenan Allen, but not in PPR over Keenan Allen, but I'm playing them over Godwin.
I play Waddle over Godwin at this point because it's like it's not like as one goes down, the concentrated targets go everywhere else to everybody, right? Like there's no Brown. Like even when there was no Brown and Gronk, it's not like that. I mean, that was when Godwin was eating. You know what I mean? And you add one back in the mix. It's like plus Waddle. I like the matchup. The Giants they don't give up the plays down the field as much. I don't really like Parker. I like they give up everything short by design. You know what I mean? They keep everything in front. So I like Waddle.
I think I would go Waddle over Godwin too. It's pretty damn close. I almost feel like this is a get back game for Godwin just because of how things have been working out lately. But there's a world that we live in where the Bucs don't need to throw like more than like 20 times to win this game.
You can run. It's pick your poison. You can throw on them or run on them. So like they're gonna do it all to the Falcons, bro.
Yep. And let's see. Who else we got here? Lost my space.
I feel bad for the little one. She got hella shots today because like it was her 6-month checkup.
Dang, yeah, that's rough.
I know. She was hella uncomfortable. I was like, I can't carry you so you can sit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dan what up? Said Javonte or Jamal Williams. I'm going Javonte.
Javonte.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Javonte sounds. Listen, man. This is his time to solidify himself. You know what I mean? Like this is, and I love youngsters in prime time. Bro. Something about it, bro.
Hell yeah. And Josh said Burkhead versus Hilton versus Alex Collins. I'm going Hilton.
Let's go to the Hilton.
Yeah.
Mitchell says, who do we see as a better play? Miles Sanders with the Hurts news or Saquon against the Miami D with the dimes out, with the pesos out, you mean?
I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say Miles Sanders because the Jets are just. I'm gonna keep saying this stat because it's an amazing stat. They give up 21 rushing touchdowns this year. You know what I mean? So I like that. It's not a good thing to
What's
leave.
the Hurts news?
The Ertz news is that like he just has an ankle, so he might not be running. So like that kind of you know,
Okay.
you would imagine that like you know there'd be more rush attempts for the running backs because he's taking about 8-9 of them a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just that he's still limited.
I really trust Saquon.
And where are we at? And Stu said Dak's gonna be fine. New Orleans offense is trash, but that defense is legit.
Listen, New Orleans offense was trash. And what's crazy is like they move the ball like crazy. You know what I mean?
And he said, what does concern me about Dak is that calf. He looked like he couldn't run last night. But we have the last 10. Now we have 10 days to rest and heal.
Yeah. And we won't hear about it for 10 days neither. That's what's crazy. Like there might even be something going on there. And like, you know, Jerry Slick, when he for some way, because they play the Thanksgiving Day every year, they either have the Thursday game beforehand or the one immediately after. Like, you know, and in this case, they played on the short week. It was what, 3 games in 12 days?
Yeah.
It's a rough stretch. You know, he was beat up. But, you know what I mean? I'm hoping the cap ain't a real issue because they lied about it last time.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Ryan, what up? CEH, Monty, Renfro in the flex. I'm going Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with CEH.
Go. And Uzi said I got Elijah Mitchell, Javonte Williams, and Madison this week.
Hey, I like that. You go get your W, kid.
That's how That's how you think. That's how you play ahead, bro.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Because think about that. That's 0 RB than a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is.
You feel me? Like that's along the way, like being right place, right time type of shit too. You never know, you know what I mean? Or even he might have even been the guy that went heavy RB and got all them injuries. What he's rocking with, he's hella thankful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Tino said Pitt should be a wide receiver / tight end on Yahoo.
He really should. But see, though, man, there's other receivers I would play over Pitt stuff. I'm looking in my wide receiver spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not if you playing in like a premium league like Hustlers.
That's where it gets different. That's why I like eliminating, you know, that the tight end spot altogether and making it a tight end premium because those shitty tight ends, they're like wide receiver 3s, you know, almost at that point. So they're not irrelevant.
Not even they're like wide receiver 4s for
and that takes Kelsey and these other guys, maybe even Pitts, takes their value to like what, a top pick.
Yeah.
Every tight end premium league I was in this year. In the first round, I took Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
And it's worth every penny.
Loving it.
Hopefully Kyle Pitts can get 10 catches a game. I'm thinking he could be that 130 catch type tight end guy.
I think you know what's funny? I was on record for saying I think he would go like he easily had 100 in him this year as a rookie. Because like Travis Kelsey goes for like 115, 120 every year. You know, that's his average.
Yep.
I wasn't gonna put in that category right away.
Every day that I think more about these tight end things, like I'm inching closer like next year to being like fuck Yahoo altogether because you can't do tight end premium on Yahoo and just moving all my leagues over to Sleeper because
Sleeper's the shit anyway. I love Yahoo, but I'm over it because Yahoo's hella whack compared to Sleeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like ESPN. Yeah, I know Hustle don't like ESPN. But I like ESPN.
TD. All right, hold on, but you got to tell me why.
I've been playing on it for about 3 years, and it's fun. Like so when I draft, I can go to the projections and it project people who won the draft. It got a lot of like extra stuff inside the app that I like to read on.
See, the people in ESPN, I've done mock drafts. I remember in the offseason, people they'll send you like invite, do a mock draft and shit. And one of them was ESPN. I was like, great, I have to download it. And then like it was just funny because the ADPs are all wonky compared to like what I like. At least like Yahoo and Sleep, especially Sleeper, is what the fan user is on. You know what I mean? Like it works against the detriment. Like because the communities will push a player up too high, like pushing up Javonte or Kyle Pitts this year, pushing them up really high in ADP height. You know what I mean? But like ESPN, it was just like, and maybe it's because I don't like their analysts too. Like I think Matthew Berry's like, all right, he's like one of the first to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, and like I like Yahoo. They got really good in the past couple years when they brought over Matt Harmon. And now it's like, okay, their projections are a little better. You know what I mean? Have a guy who's the receivers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess at least that part of it, like having the recaps and stuff, I guess I kind of got over that because they did it on Yahoo and like 10 years ago. Like the recaps used to be dope. It was like someone was like really writing them, but they got lazy as they started getting more, now it's just all like cookie cutter. Like type shit, and so that's really, I mean, when you
now we're doing we're doing better work than that.
Yeah, because what I want to do next year is where we have people like sign up, for a service of where like they show us the draft and we break it down, shit like that. We'll give people, the recap that they want, not some cookie cutter, bullshit that Yahoo or ESPN or any of them are doing.
And then like, like. This this is an unofficial sponsor, right? But like, for if people really want to like what is it called, optimizers and shit like that, or like Fantasy Pro, they got their own little draft wizard, whatnot, and it's basically tools that just tell you what's the best thing to do. You know what I mean? And the reason I bring up Fantasy Pros is because there's other motherfuckers like us that are turning in the rankings, and this is what the ECR is off of. They call it your expert consensus ranking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, but you already know next year they're going to be getting our big guide, that we're doing. So and our shit.
Because I was about to say though, here's the thing with the expert consensus, they're experts because they're turning their shit in. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like we're far, like these motherfuckers ain't shit to us.
Yeah, that's what we need to find out how we turn our shit in.
So I mean, most people can. I mean, I think you just have to like hit them up about it. But I hate
they put you in a different tier first. That's the thing, is you don't get to unless you're just remarkably jumping out the window like with accuracy. They're not going to put you with the top 200 first. You know what I mean? Because shout out to Clock Management. He's been doing his joint, and he's he's in it. It's like the first tier entry type of shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it doesn't contribute to the ECR, is what I'm saying.
I hate doing rankings. I'll never do that shit.
Yeah, me neither. I just like I used to do rankings because it helped me, like when I'm setting multiple lineups. You know what I mean? I just be like, okay, I have this guy hired. You know what I mean? Just to compartmentalize it. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's annoying making the rankings every week. It's part of, you know what I mean? For someone that has OCD, I'll go crazy, bro. Like, you see me pick up and drop somebody like 3 times in a minute. You know what I mean?
Once I pick up my volume on my channel and have other people I'm bringing on to do, shows and stuff, then I might do rankings. But like Hustle said, I don't have the time to do rankings. And Hustle do this full time. So I just don't have time to do the rankings. I don't think it's very important.
Yeah, I'd rather do things where people can engage with me because, we can even go back to like the league where, for those people who have seen the show, like the dude Kevin, he calls into the show and he's like asking a question about 2 people, and he was like, the rankings say this person's higher. Should I go with him? And they're like, what are you, a ranking slave? And like, like everything is dependent on your league. Everything is dependent on the 2 people that you're deciding between, or the 3 people or the 4 people. So that's why I like doing rankings, because I could put out rankings and people are still going to ask me the same exact question, whether they look at my rankings or not.
Here's another thing too, when you have rankings, you know what they do? They go, well, you have, Bateman over Mooney. So should I play Bateman over Mooney? Yeah, motherfucker. It says that, right? Like, if the rankings, and here's another thing. I like doing the live aspect day to day because it changes. You would have to constantly update your rankings. Like for example, like if there's an injured player and he's questionable all week, I don't even rank him. I mean, I'm not, he's going. Then I'll be like, all right, this is where I would have him. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not gonna play. Because then it's a bitch. Like, okay, well, if he does play, you have to start considering that. Well, if he's like like say it was Derrick Henry and he's hurt, he's gonna play. Like, okay, it's RB2, it's still Derrick Henry, so I gotta put him number 1 overall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's annoying, fucking annoying.
And Jared said, "I'm feeling Bogard's red shades."
Oh yeah, man, it's the Bogard Scott Summers. You know what I mean?
And I got a question for everyone in the chat. What would you guys rather see us do? Live streams like this where we're literally answering you guys' questions, taking time out of our day doing this, or like spending a whole bunch of hours, creating rankings and then not being able to do like as many live streams like this? I'm just curious what everybody thinks because everyone thinks differently.
That's true.
You know what, too, though? Here's another thing, too. Is like uploads are great when they're hella short. Because if a motherfucker's just like can't tune into the live joint and he just want to go straight to the isms, you know what I mean? Like if it's waiver wire shit or whatever, because it's usually stuff like that. Start sit though, that's the best daily, bro. Just tap in daily, the shit changes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right, Cape, what's going on, bro? Man, you got to talk to Bet Angles. Talk to Jim. Hit him up. We just got into a new project, bro. He just got involved. Hit him up. He's super hyped about it.
Bet Angles. How come that sounds hella familiar? Did we work with him before?
Yeah, he's came on the show before, and he's got a big betting service and stuff. And yeah, he was in the comments over the last couple days. He just got on as a coach.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's already killing it. He just got an elite sign up today because they wanted to get into the Vegas contest that we talked about it earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I think I got someone to sign up.
You did have someone sign up. I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at me.
Bogard on the leaderboard.
Let's go.
And there we go. Antonio said live 100. T Money said live streams all day. I'm a bot said answering questions for sure. Jared said live streams for sure. Help wanted. Laughing my ass off. Hashtag who dat 504. Hell yeah. And Chandler said live streams are a lot more engaging and it allows you to compare players more than just doing rankings.
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
I love context. I think that would be cool if one day we have like you said, have not even one day, just next year's version of the draft kit, because we had one this year, which was awesome. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That would be cool if when you do have rankings, you're able to click on it and read little inserts like for context why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I remember a couple years ago, last year, I was looking at Debo and I was like, man, I don't like Debo this year because the string of cornerbacks going to play. Last year we played the NFC East. And then we play within division. So it's like Debo essentially was going to draw, Jalen Ramsey twice. And, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Peterson twice because he was still on the cards, and then, swing that around and we played the NFC East last year. So he saw he was going to get Bradbury and this and that. Who else? Darius Slay, Baby Diggs. You know what I mean? What's his name? Dunbar? Dunbar was with the Washington last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was. I'm just saying, like when I look at the, I'm like, okay, I can't rank Debo so high. He's gonna have shitty matchups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he gets hurt, so then that kind of saved me too. I didn't have any Debo, so I didn't feel that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And T Money said maybe just one preseason ranking list or at least a list of people whose ADPs are too high who should stay away from, but not during the season. Yep, definitely going to be doing some stuff like that. Maybe one big, maybe somewhere in July or maybe at the beginning of August, something like that. And then we are going to have the draft guide that we did last season where we're going to have multiple rankings, for every position. And it'll be like mine, Bogart's, TD's, a couple other people, in there as well. So you get a big collective of rankings.
Mm-hmm.
And Manny said live is better. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, bro. And we got a couple more, 3 more questions, looks like. And then we're getting up out of here. And I'm going to be back here in an hour. We're doing the Hustler League recaps. We should be starting in about an hour. Might be an hour and 15 or so, something like that. Manny said, I got a trade proposal. I get Kendrick Bourne and I don't even know how to pronounce this dude's name, but the backup running back to Madison. How do you know how to say his name, TD?
No.
Kenny.
Somebody said something to me the other day. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah. It just looks like Kenny to me, like Kenny or something like that. And so Bourne and the backup to Madison, he gets Ty Montgomery and Emmanuel Sanders. I don't think it's a good trade, but I do want Bourne. What do you guys think? I don't like it. Not at all. So he's trading away Montgomery and Sanders and receiving Kendrick Bourne and Madison's backup.
Ty Montgomery.
No, I wouldn't.
No, David Montgomery. David Montgomery.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
It went from like
for Kendrick Bourne, that's like he Tyreek Hill or something.
Yeah, don't give up David Montgomery. Like, I mean, David Montgomery for Kendrick Bourne, like, I mean, that, like that was probably more of a stretch than getting in Sanders in there. But yeah, I'm not giving up Montgomery, not now.
Montgomery has a nice schedule the rest of the way. Like, I think it's just, he was coming back from injuries. So the last 2 weeks have been, he still got the workload though. So I'm not mad at it.
And let me see. When I do it, Mark said, do I go Henderson or Sony Michel if Henderson decides to play? I don't think Henderson's gonna play.
I wouldn't play him. It's like Zeke and Tony Pollard. We're not going to sit here and tell you to sit Zeke and play Tony. So we're not going to sit here and tell you if Henderson's out there to sit Henderson and play Sony. But common sense is if Henderson comes with a doubtful tag right now, he's not going to play. So if I had to roll out one of these guys, it would be Sony. But I know me as a content creator, I'm not going to tell you.
Last night was a great example. Like,
yes, it was.
If people had both Zeke and Pollard, we were telling people start Pollard, and that worked out. You know what I mean? But like, if people had Zeke or someone else, a lot of times we were going someone else. You know what I mean? So this is a perfect example of this. Like, if Henderson played, and it's the game they should have in hand, they're gonna whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? There's no way Urban Meyer is going into LA while the Rams are on this terrible losing streak. You feel me?
Hey guys, my phone is getting ready to go dead. Hey Hustler, I'm gonna try to tune in for the show.
Sounds good. We're starting at 7:30 Eastern time. 7:30 Eastern time.
Okay, so I'll just tune in and just send me the link and I just tune in when my leagues come in.
I'm gonna put all the links in the sleeper chat with all the leagues. So I'll put the YouTube link in there so people know where to chime in, and I'll put in the StreamYard link so people can jump on whoever wants to.
Okay, all right, appreciate it, bro. And guys, go follow me at OnlyFans. Week 15 of the beginning of the playoffs, I'm going to change it to $20, guys. So you only got 2 weeks if you want to sign up and get onto my OnlyFans to be grandfather clause in for life. Also, guys, make sure you sign up for everybody's super draft. We all got our links in the description. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Peace out. All right. Couple more. Chosen rows. Who do you think will win? Team A, Lamar, Coleman, Miles Sanders, Waddle, Lockett, Hopkins, Andrew. Team B is Josh Allen, Eckler, Madison, Judy, Renfro, Patterson. I'm going with the Patterson side right off the bat.
He got Pimpin, Patterson, and the Stallion. Then he had Patterson against the Detroit Lions. Like, that's already chunky. I don't even remember any of the other names you said. He does
Eckler was on Team B also.
And then, but see, Team A is going to PPR him to death. You know what I mean? Like, so this is going to be a nice little battle here.
Yeah, I think it's Team B. And Jared said ranking players opens up a whole other different division of the Fantasy Football Hustler LLC. I want to find someone who is good at rankings and wants to do them. Like, that's what I want to find. A lot of people want to do their own thing, though, is what it is.
Here's the thing. I would love to do rankings. But like having obsessive compulsive disorder on purpose, like, you know what I mean? I can't do rankings no more. It becomes too much of a thing. Like, I'm up at night doing rankings. You know what I mean?
And C Dog says, will Kyler play? I think he is. They said that he's on pace. And Tino says OnlyFans. He said we need to get my guy on Patreon. I mean, OnlyFans is going a little bit more mainstream. Like I know that there's not just it's not just girls taking off their clothes on OnlyFans. It's just that's the only thing that we know of.
And you know what's funny? Hold on. It's not just people, because when you said it like that, immediately I want to say, there's guys too, right?
Oh yeah, there's probably more guys on there than girls. Now that I think about it.
Real talk. Hey, listen. He's not our man TD's not one of them guys. He actually is an innovator where he sees this is where it's going beforehand. But this time next year, it'll probably be a normal thing that people are gonna be like, oh, you don't have an OnlyFans? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Donnell Rawlings, right? This one?
Yeah. Boy, come on.
He's got an OnlyFans, like a podcast, like specifically for OnlyFans. Like, I don't know if they're paying him to like do it or something, but he puts out podcasts specifically. Like, he has a normal podcast that's on Apple and Spotify and all that shit. And then he's got like a premium podcast that's just on OnlyFans.
You know what's cool is because he still tours, and like at any given moment, he could just be kicking it with Chappelle. People will pay for that shit. Like, because when I say tours too, is because he tours with other comedians. Like, he brings everybody on his joint. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, if people love you, they'll pay for it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Value, and you know what is love? Like, support. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have one without the other. You feel me? Like, and people get value from it, they'll be willing to pay.
Yep. And so I always shout it out, like all the YouTube members who are paying for that, everyone who throws in the super chats, anyone subscribed on Patreon or where else, Twitch, anywhere else that you guys can support. Like, man, that means the world, because this is the business and you guys are supporting this business. You're supporting this journey and everything. So I'm putting it all into you guys. So anything that comes back, you already know how it's going to work. And Matt, on that note, throwing in the super chat, you the man. Yeah. He said, what up? Should I be worried about Gaskins and Monty? Also, what's your guys' thoughts on Mahomes-Hills matchup? I'm not worried too much about Gaskin. I mean, I know that some people were like hella worried because like Philip Lindsay is coming over. It's another mouth to feed. Philip Lindsay hasn't even practiced all week, so I'm not really worried about that. I think that because the way the Dolphins' defense is playing, that's helping Myles Gaskin right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell yeah. It's a simpatico thing. That's the link between the two. The good defense always goes hand in hand with the run game. You know what I mean? And like, your good defense is not like it's good defense, so you're not going to be in a negative game script where you have to abandon the run. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hell yeah. And let's see. Joe said, do you guys like Sleeper better than Yahoo? So we were just talking about a little bit ago. I've changed. So this same time last year, I might have said that Yahoo was better than Sleeper. When last year was my second year on Sleepers. This is my third year. They're up in their game so much every year that no one else can compare to the way that they're improving just on a year-to-year basis right now.
Listen, I am going to threaten to leave my home leagues as the commissioner because people hate being commissioner in the home leagues, right? In analyst leagues or degenerate leagues, people are like, yeah, okay, whoever wants to be it. Someone will be it. I'm going to threaten to leave if they don't go to Sleeper. And Sleeper was literally paying people $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope they do that next year because I'll make sure to get on it. I didn't capitalize on that at all.
Yes, hold on. I will retire to the Speedy. The Ugio. She's sleeping.
Let's see. And Tino said ESPN and Yahoo are both good. I use both. Yeah. Get on Sleeper, bro.
Tino, I hate. First of all, Tino's he's my birthday twin. And he's the other side because I hate ESPN.
And Joe said, Joe Harris, Devontae Parker playing? If so, would you drop Sony for him? Meaning you'll play Parker over Sony. No, hell no. I mean, I want Parker. I picked up Parker in multiple
I want Sony because Sony might be the illest lottery ticket. Because Henderson always gets hurt, and he finally got hurt. I was like, Henderson was a G with it because he only missed one game this year so far before this. He's probably going to miss this game. And if he comes back and gets hurt, Sony is a fucking lottery ticket. Sony's someone you can play this week. I don't trust Parker. He's also a guy who always gets hurt.
Remember last year, people were calling Cam Akers a league winner when he only like really got off week 14 and week 15.
Well, because he died.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you put up 2 or 3 solid weeks, like right now. Like, that's someone who can get you to be a league winner.
Yeah.
This is put up or shut up time right now. We only got 2 more weeks until the playoffs come. And like anybody that you pick up who you could throw into your RB2 spot right now, like you're separating yourself from everybody else.
Yeah, like I remember on the Rams bye week, there's a league where I've been cruising as like a top 3. Like, you know, I've got to 1, I've got to 2, I've been 3. I'm sitting at 3 right now. And somebody dropped Sony Michel in the bye week. And I was like, fuck that. I'm meant to swoop that up. You know what I mean? And now I'm hoping I can play Sony this week.
Yeah. It's
like
probably gonna happen.
Already.
It's probably gonna happen. And let's see. Manny T, 49ers or the Raiders D. I'm going with the Niners, even though they do have a tougher matchup, quote unquote.
Yeah, because like the Raiders are fun. They'll get you like you're looking for sacks and stuff like that, but like they also give up points like a lot. You know what I mean? And the Niners, they keep it's the same thing. They'll get you sacks and stuff like that, but they keep these games closer. You know what I mean? I hate it when they get up quick though, because then they'll give up touchdowns to get the ball back. Like they did that with the Vikings that second to the last touchdown, and then I was like, oh, that's gonna come back to kill us. But yeah, no, we're going Niners and Niners the rest of the way too.
Hell yeah, Niners got a cake schedule the rest of the way.
We're gonna eat up all them QBs, B.
Mitchell, what up? Said, how well do you guys think OBJ playing this week against the Jags? Also, how do you feel about Diggs against the Pats? So I'm nervous about both guys. I don't know about OBJ this week. You know, I mean, he's not practicing too much out there. It's the Jags. They could beat him relatively easily. So, I mean, someone like him who might be banged up, maybe they just don't play him a bunch. And I'm hella nervous about Diggs because I think that he's going to get double covered for most of the game. They're going to take him out of the game. At least that's going to be what they're going to try to do.
And he had 3 touchdowns on him the last time they met. And Belichick remembers that shit. Remember that shit?
That was last year, right? Not this year.
Week 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they won
everyone's Super Bowl, right? Like, I mean, fantasy Super Bowl.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I seen Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs stacks take people from like losing by 50 to winning by like 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
Yeah, and now Bill Belichick has 2 games worth of tape, at least that they went up against him, you know, specifically.
Here's how you attack New England with the pass catching running back and the tight end. So it's basically and the slot receiver. You know what I mean? And when you look at it, I'm like, so what is this going to be like a Dawson Knox game? Or are you telling me Cole Beasley is going to go crazy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's not going to be Diggs.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're still playing Diggs. We're still like, we have to. We're like, we would be stupid to not play him, even if he just catches the one tug. Because Diggs has been a focal point for every defense this whole year.
Yeah.
People kind of slept on him last year and let him do all that. You know what I mean?
That's what was wild. Like, I mean, I get.
You know why? Diggs was coming from one of the more accurate QBs down the field with Kirk Cousins.
Right. Josh Allen was still a pup who didn't even throw over 60%. Like, I don't think at that point, right?
And here's another thing too, is like we didn't know that Josh Allen was going to go from having one of the worst accuracy ratings to one of the best in a phenomenal third year like leap, right? Or the third season leap. And I didn't know that he went and did all those fucking where they put the patches on you. You know what I mean? And they measure all your fucking, they scan everything, all your body movements, and then they fucking figured out what he was doing wrong, and he fixed his mechanics. Fucking crazy. And
that's wild.
Went against the Steelers, I was like, he lost it. I was like, he lost it. And he kind of played himself back into it. I think he's sharp. And I also think that New England's going to have a solid game plan on offense. Like here's sneaky bad run defense is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They're not good against the run this past month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like Belichick's going to have a game plan to own time of possession. And like there's cornerbacks that are both number 2 guys. You know what I mean? Levi Wallace and was it Tyron Johnson?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are number 2 guys at best. So at least they got 2 starting number 2 guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Dion said, pick up Fant or start Moreau this week and rest of season. I'm the Waddle owner. Yeah, the Waller manager. I'm going Moreau also. Pick him up.
Pick him up.
Hold on.
Yeah. Pick him up.
There you go. I got to be quicker on. Got to be quicker on the draw there.
It doesn't matter. Hold on. That one doesn't matter how late it is.
Matt, what up, bro? He said going against Gaskin and Monty, so I hope they miss the team bus.
Hey, listen, man. That's what Hustle taught me. I can't hope for those miracles.
We play in too many leagues, man. They just we need everybody to do great, and everyone on your team just needs to do better.
You know what I do? I always just wear I religiously wear like my Wolverine shirts because I feel like sometimes I just need to rejuvenate my shit, man. my fantasy leagues, man.
Hell yeah. I gotta get that mojo back.
Oh shit, am I gone? Is my shit geeking?
There we go. You're good. And Ken, what up? Ken Ruby said, should I start Rondale Moore over Elijah Moore since Kyler Murray is playing now? Okay. I'm saying yes, but here's why. And Bogard talked me into this, and he doesn't even realize why.
Go ahead.
So Elijah Moore, I think, is going to be covered by Darius Slay, someone who has not been giving up, like literally, like if you break it down, like cornerback, like for cornerback, he's giving up the least amount of points to like wide receivers when he's covering him. And I know he's going to be covering Elijah Moore for a percentage of the game. Rondale Moore, I think, is in play because I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be running as much as he normally did on his ankle. And like Bogard said earlier in the week, what if they come out with the game plan like they had for Colt McCoy, who's not running too much, to kind of keep Kyler in there, just have him as a pocket passer because he slings the ball and he is hella accurate. And they let a guy like Rondale Moore go back to getting those short-ass catches, getting the yak. I think it's going to be a big-ass sneaky game for Rondale Moore.
Yeah, you know what? Rondale Moore, people are so mad at him in redraft leagues. He's sitting out there in a lot of my single QB leagues. I'm about to swoop him. I forgot I said that. I was on shrooms when I said that.
There we go. Even better. Luigi said it. It wasn't Bogard. We got to credit Luigi.
He goes out there and he gets the information from the source. You know what I mean?
There we go. There we go. Sir Bongslot said it was so good he had to hit a dab.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, that's crazy because see, that's that shit when I be watching the episodes I do after when I'm shrooming. Cause like I be thinking some other shit. Cause that is true. Like when I was looking at what the Cardinals were doing, Colt McCoy, I mean, they were just all of a sudden Elijah, what's his name?
Rondale Moore
is doing his thing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because they just got to get it quick. This is like another version of running the ball. You know what I mean? With no Chase Edmonds, that's what they didn't go to Eno Benjamin. They went to Rondale.
And there we go. Antonio said, Luigi said, go pick up Rondale Moore. Now I got to go pick up Rondale Moore.
Just let us know. Pick him up. Hey, look though. Just make sure. Let us know who you're gonna drop though. Don't just drop it.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're gonna start Rondale Moore as a wide receiver 1 this week. Okay, like he's a good flex play, and if we're dumpster diving, I mean, and Elijah Moore isn't dumpster diving. Like I really think that Darius Slay covers him for a lot of this game. That's what I'm basing my Elijah Moore take on this week. So if it turns out that Darius Slay is not covering him, I'm probably going to be wrong about that. You heard TD. He's the alpha. He's the one getting all the looks. He's the best, most talented. Like everybody knows that, not just us.
Hey, you know what? Hold on. It's not Joe Flacco, huh?
As of right now, it's Wilson.
Okay.
If it is Joe Flacco, that changes my tune a little bit. But as of right now, it's Zach Wilson.
Because it's also the unprecedented same year revenge narrative. The same year. Oh, you want to cut me, eh?
That would be pretty fucking funny. Like, wasn't it Randy Moss who was like on 3 teams in 1 year and was like just whooping up the other teams like while he was on the other teams?
Yeah, he was.
Wild. And Big Ram, he said if Henderson plays, I'm probably 50-50 split. Play Henderson and Sony in the flex. So yeah, we talked about it a little earlier where Sony, I think, is going to be the guy to play because especially in a shitty game, where they should have control.
Last night that had both Zeke and Pollard. What do I do? We said start Pollard. This is the same case.
Exact same case.
If Henderson plays, and this is a game that they have in hand, he might be out there on the money.
You know what? I got to disagree with you. Well, no, we got to change the tune. How about that? Not disagree.
Okay.
This is even more important to play the backup. Henderson only practiced a little bit today. He didn't practice the rest of the week. Zeke was practicing in full for like the last 3 days before they played.
Said, I would be surprised if he plays. You know what I mean? And the Sony should be in a smash spot here. You know what I mean? I'm more concerned with us trying to decide between Van Jefferson or OBJ. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this is going to be a game where like whoever scores a touchdown first for the Rams is going to be the reason why they're leading, and then they just move the ball and they might punch it in. Because there's also that threat too. They'll never have a problem moving the ball down the field, and the running back can still punch it in every time they're down there. You know what I mean? I'm going Sony. That's going to be him.
It's going to be Sony. He's going to do it. And Tino said, is the 49ers go 500 for the rest of the season, Jimmy G is done. You agree with that?
Listen, Tino, I don't like that statement. And I know, and you know where I live. So come over here and say that to my face. Don't try to curse somebody, Jimmy.
Let's see.
You know what's sad? I had this Jimmy G bobblehead, right? And I put him to the side out of the camera's view, and we've been winning. So I was like, all right, you're gonna stay over there. And now it's a good look because I felt like him always in my background was fucking us up. Because I would always be like, hey, y'all want to see my Jimmy? Like when I'm hella faded.
Damn Jimmy G, damn porn star. All right, Lee. He said,
Jimmy G will likely wear a mask in public before you wear a rubber.
Lee said, full PPR 10-man. Knox, Logan Thomas. Knox has a tough game. Thomas had a TD call back last week. Thanks. Keep up the good work. And don't worry, Lee. We know these things. And actually, I'm off of Knox because of the Patriots matchup because they are hella good at defending the tight end. And you know that Knox is like him and Diggs, I think, are going to have a really tough time in the red zone.
Here's the thing. The reason why I do like Knox still is because they'll put him in the slot. And you know what I mean? Just anything, people eat over the middle. I was just talking about this earlier. You know what I mean? And like, what are we looking for from Knox? Like if he's
a touchdown, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So like, how are you gonna expend your assets? You still have to put a spy on Josh Allen down there in the red, right? And so are you gonna double someone like Knox? Probably not. You know what I mean? You're gonna double and sometimes even triple Diggs down there. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm not worried about Knox as much. You know what I mean? I'm more gonna be upset that it's gonna be Cole Beasley like stealing like his little fucking vulture little shit. Like, yeah, Hunter Renfrow and what? Like, you know, because I think he hates Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
Because Hunter Renfrow's the new fucking balling.
The new Cole Beasley. Jeff, what up? Said I need to pick up an RB since Gordon is out. Is it going to be Burkhead? Who do I pick up? I need to drop someone. The only players I'm willing to drop are Van Jefferson or Sutton. Who do you guys think? I mean, Yeah, it sucks, man. Sucks you don't have an IR spot that you could put Gordon into. I guess. No, man.
I'm gonna go on the limb here. I'm gonna say cut Sutton.
I was gonna say cut Van Jefferson, and I stopped myself, and I am gonna say cut Sutton because Teddy B is just not hitting them. Their offense is like really not working the way that it used to, and they got a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be tough to cut Sutton, but
and I'm
put up or shut up time right now.
And listen, I'm sorry if Sutton's gonna ball this week because this is a good matchup for him that he can ball up, right? But it's just way too.
It's not a good matchup. Oh well.
It's Kansas City.
I mean, yeah, but they've been getting way tougher on the wide receivers over the last couple weeks, and this is a divisional game, so I don't think that the Cupcake Chiefs show up.
No, but I'm saying this as a disclaimer because I'm saying cut Sutton, but I'm also not going to be surprised if Sutton has a big game this week. You know what I mean? But he's gone now. You know what I mean? You let him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, be prepared for that because Van Jefferson, I'd rather look at OBJ's doing OBJ things right now. I don't fucking like that.
Yeah.
He's someone I might need to start in my $500 league. And I'm like, I have Bateman and Mooney. So I'm like, you know what? I might even just take OBJ out of my you know what I mean? My whole shit right now.
Last question before we get up out of here. Well, not even question. It's a comment from Tino. Said Pollard looking like he will get more touches. I mean, why not? Like right now, why not let Zeke get right, especially when you got a couple of bullshit games on the slate?
What's the split? What was the split last night? Is the snap count out yet?
Let me see.
I haven't looked on like Pro Football Reference at all today because I wanted to look that up because I like
64 to 40.
And that was Pollard.
No, that was Zeke.
So okay, but the numbers are going to show you, right, that the numbers are going to show you that the guy who produced more is Pollard. But the snap count is showing us that they still say Zeke is their guy. So I don't think he's going to get more work. And now they have 10 days of rest for him to get over a Boone contusion. Yeah,
I mean, Zeke still got more touches. He got more touches. He had 15 touches compared to Pollard's 10 or 9. Pollard's just way more efficient. Sometimes you want the efficient running back if he's going to break off big ass plays like that.
When Zeke was in there, they stacked the box and play man.
Yeah,
air Dak, and a lot of those passes. See, you know what's funny is someone that you could always pick on is PJ Williams, and he was gaming last night. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? There was hella times where it'd be like, oh, like he would knock it out of motherfucker's hand, like, damn, he broke it up. You know what I mean? Because PJ Williams is the guy you could pick on. they're trusting PJ Williams to play man, and when Zeke was in there, they stacking a box.
Yep. Hell yeah. Facebook user, who should I start? Need 3. 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Godwin, Hopkins, OBJ, Renfro, James Robinson, and Harris. I'm going with Hopkins.
Right. I like Rob still.
I'm going to go Harris.
Yep, and I like Harris. We need to choose 3, right?
Yeah, so we need one running. So I'm going Harris for my running back, Hopkins for the wide receiver, and then we got one or the other. I think I'm going Renfro for the flex.
You know what? I'm still gonna. Damn. You know what sucks is that last week was the first game. The Jags trying to get all creative. You know what I'm saying? Not fuck with James Robinson, but I think he also did have a fumble. Before that, it's been all James Robinson. I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go Robinson and Harris and Nuke.
There we go. Big Ram intrigued about Breida versus the Pats screen passes.
You should be. They give up a ton of receptions to running backs this year.
Yeah. It's one of the only ways you could beat them, right?
It's by design. You know what I mean? Because everything is so tight in coverage. You know what I mean? You're going to they'll allow everything underneath. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
But their defense, I mean, they close on those guys like real quick. So, I mean, that's what they want. But you know how much they practice that shit? They give it up on purpose. They close on those running backs.
They were giving up hell of yards. It's the receptions to the running backs. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. And Anthony said, "You guys still on? You think that? Hell yeah, we're still on. We're almost out of here. You snuck in here right before we signed off, and said you think they will run Ayuk like Debo and use him as a rusher. It's that trend nowadays. Yeah, I'll defer to you on this.
Not as I think he already does get like 1 or 2 carries in a game, even with Debo there. So yeah, he's already. But I don't think they're going to give him 8 carries. This is a team that's going to run at minimum 30 times as a team, right? So, like, and Shanahan gets creative. Like, we might see Juszczyk. You feel me? We might see Juszczyk with a couple carries. You just never know. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say they're going to use him like Debo. And Debo's usage is because he's basically the RB2.
Chandler said, "Bruh, if they use Ayuk like Debo, I will win my league."
I hope so too, because I got a ton of Ayuk and I had like 0 Debo.
But we can expect like a lot of those wide receiver screens to him, right? Which is, damn near a run.
Do you remember the first big Ayuk play last year? The one where he hurdled over the dude and primed. He hurdled.
Bro, that shit is in my intro of this video.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? That was on an end around. You know what I mean? That's on. If he's either end around or a jet sweep, it was one of them. But that's some Debo shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like he's not built like Debo either, though. Debo is like a tank, bro. You know what I mean? That's why. That's why he hurdled a motherfucker versus like run somebody over like Debo would. And take their chain and their soul.
Run you over and snatch that chain.
Right.
And Chandler says Bogey never seen the intro. The intro is the time when we're getting ready though. So like, I made the intro, so I know every single play, that's on there.
When you said it, it triggered the memory that because I'm aware of that. But it's like you see it once and when it's running, I'm just doing whatever I'm doing.
Exactly.
Half the time.
That's the time when we're prepping, with all that shit. And let's see. Last one from Anna. What up? And said, need one. Renfro, Devontae Parker. As of right now, I'm going Renfro just because we don't know if Devontae Parker is coming back. But actually, I think I'm going Renfro either way. No matter what, whether Parker plays or not, I'm going Renfro.
They've been giving up receptions to the slot receiver a lot. That Washington football team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's where you go to get right.
Yeah, except for Russ on his birthday.
Lockett did okay. So I'm just talking about the wide receivers. Exactly. DK can't say the same.
Yeah, the slot receiver. Lockett did eat. You're right.
Yep. Hell yeah! All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Bogey, tell everybody where to find you at.
Hey, you can find me at the GMM Network on the gram is where I'm more active. And you can subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. And I'm here every day with my bruh. My bruh is in plural. You know what I mean? And we're just keeping it lit, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And check us every Wednesday for the Playmaker Show. I will be tapping in later, too, when you're on the Hustler 7 League, the Dynasty, where you put me out of my misery at a playoff last week. So now I'm going to go on and talk shit because there's no more bad karma. Hey, you know what? Hold on. I did it to myself. I did not. I took out McKissick. I took him out.
And see, and that's what's funny. Even talking all this, the Mr. Revenge narrative himself. He did not live and die by the sword this week.
I played MVS. And he wasn't enough.
He was not. But it's going to be awesome. So for those, if you're not in any Hustler Dynasty leagues, you can still tap in. I'll still be answering some questions, while we're going along. We had 9 Dynasty leagues that we started this past year. The first draft, we literally started one day after the Super Bowl. Pretty much the drafts ran all the way through August. And it's pretty awesome. We're starting from the number 9 and we're going all the way backwards through number 1. We're going to talk power rankings. We're going to talk matchups coming up this week. We also have a side pot for the weekly champs is what we call it. So whoever got the highest score week 1, they're either the AFC champ or they're a Raw champion or like a Raw tag team champion. So we got a couple different styles of leagues here, different themed leagues, just to try to keep the fun going. So yeah, come tap in. It's going to be super fun. We're going to get a couple guys in here from different leagues. JC Money's in a bunch of these leagues, so he's just going to be tapped in the entire time, talking some shit about other people's teams as well.
Hey, it's hella funny because I'm in so many dynasty leagues. You kept telling me like, "Hey, you want to get in these dynasty leagues?" And I was just like, I curved it every time. And then by the time you got to the 7th one, I think it was Stu. And Stu was like, "Yo, I want you to be in this league." I was like, "Shit, I can't tell him no. I just met this guy." You know what I mean? I was like,
that whole league started because Stu wanted to play in a league with you and TD. So you and TD got into one previous from that. Stu wasn't in it, and he was like, "Oh shit, no one told me that TD was going to get into a league." And then so because of Stu, we formed the number 7.
That's tight. It's funny too, because like me and him probably made like 12 trades for real from the draft now.
That Stu is the only person that I know who's more addicted to trades than you.
Hey, shout out to Tino. We got to get him in some of these redrafts next year. But I'm in the league with Tino, right? And bro, everyone trades, but this year it's been slow. And then it's so crazy. It's just the abundance of everyone. When they send a trade, it's like some dumbass shit. You know what I mean? So nothing gets done. You know what I mean? Like nothing gets done. And I'm gonna die in that league because I can't make a decent trade to save my life.
Oh man.
Literally. Everyone just wants to make a trade to kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. Oh, and Tino said 5-time champs. Hold on. Don't talk about no 5-time champ.
Hey,
5-time. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's got the Ric Flair.
Yes.
One time for Tino. Here we go with the Ric Flair.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine like jet flying, son of a gun.
He's such a savage.
Hey, listen, hold on. You know he says he never did coke when he was on Stone Cold's podcast, bro. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
So on one in that joint right there, that one that you played, he's loaded. When you watch the film of that,
oh yeah.
Woo!
I mean, I don't know, that adrenaline of everything, because they did everything in front of live crowds. You know, they weren't doing too much. Like all those were in front of live crowds that he did. Where it was, I don't even know what it was. It looked like it looked like it was behind the
little houses, like little house shows.
Yeah, was that? I mean, it looked like it was backstage. Did they just have a curtain up in front of the ring that was right there?
Was he in WWF in that one already?
No. I mean, that was WCW.
Was that WCW or NWA?
I mean, that might have even been NWA.
Okay, because then they had little theaters they would cut their promos at. You know what I mean? And they would just have people in there. You know what I mean?
I mean, could have even been that. Yeah, just a little. I mean, because that's going to keep you even more jacked than just cutting it in a studio with nobody there.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Or you're on coke.
Coke not come, LOL. Pause.
I'm telling you, he is so lit, bro. Every time. But I mean, he says he just does the drinks and shit. You know what
I mean? Look at what Tino said. He said, "Yeah, I never did come too," but he meant to say Coke. They said Coke not come. LOL. Pause.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, I ain't gonna lie. When you're on Coke, it's hella hard to come, bro. I'm telling you, I know from experience.
And Matt said I made a quick hundo off a 3-teamer last night for NBA. Hell yeah. 3-team for tonight. Sixers, Mavs, Lakers, 25 to win, 135. Get it, bro.
I like it. You know what I like about that? Because that's not greedy gambling. When you do the little parlays to make a little bit and you make it consistently, that's what it's all about. I'm about the slow nickel versus the fast quarter. The fast quarter never really hits. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Need a slow nickel. You know what's crazy is like early in the year I was fucking with the parlays pretty tough for like the first 4 or 5 weeks. I didn't fall off because I wasn't hitting. I just stopped because I was just like, man, like I was getting that bug, bro. I'm like, I'm about to start this week. I'm about to throw 4 instead of throwing 100 on it. I'm about to throw like 400 or 500 on it. You know what I mean? I was starting to get that feeling like, ooh, you know what I mean? And look at, then when I started calling shit like, you know, like, oh, this is what I would do, and I'll be missing, but not putting nothing on it. Feels good.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's like a player you wanted to start. You knew it was wrong, and you made the right move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at their non-points on your bench, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah.
There he goes. Matt said exactly, Bogard, and he said they add up, and that's why I like Super Draft Pro because we're throwing down a hundo for the entire month. So we're, I mean,
$30 last night.
There you go. One day out of the 30.
And I only played the Thursday night game because I'm on the elite package. I get 4 contests. You know what I mean? So that was nothing. That's dope. I don't even know how much I've accumulated so far. I'm just letting it do his thing.
So you weren't on the show when I talked about it earlier. You don't even know about the contest only for elite members that's going down this Sunday.
I do.
Okay, you already do.
Yep.
All right.
Trip to Vegas, all expense paid. You feel me? I'm assuming it's at Caesars because we're backed by Caesars Entertainment.
Wherever it is, it's going to be in the penthouse. It's going to be in the penthouse suite. So that's why you guys got to get on the elite package before then, just so you can get into a contest just like this. It's this Sunday. There's going to be less than 400 people in this contest.
Is it for the main slate? Is it main slate?
So I don't know if it's going to be for the slate of games or because they made it sound like it's going to be the champion plus the co-champion.
Okay, so
I think it might be Sunday Night Football.
Okay, yes, because that's awesome. Because that's what is it? That's Chiefs
and Broncos.
Awesome.
Javonte World.
Yes, champion spot even.
Oh yeah.
And real talk. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, he's beat them 7 times, right?
7 times. In what? In 4 years?
Yeah. But this is why because his rookie year, that was the week 17 game back when there was 16 weeks seasons, right? That was 17 and they had the bye week. So they let him start that game, and it was against the fucking the Von Miller Talib Khalib days. You know what I mean? Chris Harris. It was them, and he tore them up, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's an odd number. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he played them that one time that year.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So this is matchup number 8. And
he's about to be 8 for 8 against them.
Game he scored on that's the best game he put numbers on them. That rookie year game. That was the one game he played in his rookie year. That was his best numbers he's put up against them. They always play him tough. And with Vic Fangio there the past couple years since 2019. I always take the under on this game. And you know what? Teddy Roosevelt, you are not the president no more. You are not throwing it. You're not. That's more reason to take the under. If it's Teddy Roosevelt, if it's dumbass Drew Lock, even more. Plus 2, they're gonna try to run his fuck on the Chiefs anyway. But I'm just saying, like, I hate it because I need Patrick Mahomes to give me a big game this week. Everywhere I got him.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Especially I need that in the Tyrannosaurus Flex League where I just picked up the dub because Gibson did it to him. Oh yeah. And man, I got to talk about it again because someone was talking about having Derrick Henry, Gibson, and Austin Eckler all on the same team. Or wait, no. It was Henry, JT, and Austin Eckler all on the same team. So he made some trades for that. But I even said that potentially could have been a lineup that someone had because Henry was a first rounder. I saw Jonathan Taylor going in a grip of the second round, and I got Austin Eckler in a 12-teamer in a third round.
See, it wasn't as shocking to me because he was coming off the injury, but not shocking to me in Superflex because 12-team Superflex, obviously quarterbacks coming off early. You know what I'm saying? So Eckler was falling to the third. You know what I mean? But That that was mad possible. There was a lot of CMC Eckler, slash who were we just talking about? CMC JT Eckler teams I've seen because people were letting JT fall to the 2-3 turnaround. You know what I mean?
I'm loving my running backs here. I can't say as much about my wide receivers, but I got Eckler, Gibson, and Devonte Williams all going this week.
I remember in the draft, you grab Devonte and you go, right before Bogard does it. I was
Boom!
Because I want to say you got him pretty late, dude.
Let's go back and look. Why don't we reminisce just real quick since we're getting into all these
I want to say you got him in the 6th round,
seventh round, 74th overall pick.
And I remember I was like, damn, this motherfucker sees it. I like to draft on my computer, you know what I mean? So I'm in the house and my girl's like, what are you tripping off? I'm like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And then my girl says to me verbatim, she says, once you say it's gonna happen, because she's seen me do this. You know when you're looking at
you picked Swift before him, so you picked a running back.
Yes,
before him
on the turnaround because we were in the front, so this was one of those odd ones where we're in the back. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then I picked T. Higgins right after you picked Swift, and then Big Ben went, and then Mark Andrews went, and then I swooped Devonte Williams, and then you panicked and took Trey Lance.
Because me and you were right around each other, right?
Yeah, we were right next to each other.
Yeah, that's right. So I did have it right. Yeah, fuck you.
I had the second pick, and you had the third pick overall.
I took my man, the Stallion.
Yep, and I had Mahomes. I started off with Mahomes, Gibson, and Eckler.
I was mad at you.
Because that was a nice start.
What did I do? Do you remember what I did? I went Allen. Allen. Harris.
You went Allen, Najee.
Yeah, Najee Harris.
And then Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
You probably panicked because Diggs and Eckler went right before you. Oh shit.
I would have been on.
You know who went one pick after you took Calvin Ridley?
Who?
Jonathan Taylor.
No fucking way. But you know what though? I might have passed someone on purpose because this is a 3 wide receiver league, and I was watching all the receivers fly off the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So I mean,
it does extra hurt now in hindsight, but it doesn't make me feel that bad because I remember curving him. I curved a lot of people there. You know what I mean? I was really fucking big on Calvin Ridley this year. And listen, and you know what's crazy is like everyone that was. This is one of those ones we're not wrong about because it's bigger than football. It's whatever the man's going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so props to you for being, second highest scorer in the league, because we're all tied for first place. I'm going to say that because I'm like, third highest in points, but we all got the same record. But actually, there's 4 of us who are tied for first right now.
It's fuck.
So you're putting up crazy ass points, but I will say I like my team right now. I'm a little bit hurting at the second QB spot. I mean, I got Tyrod Taylor in there right now. Played him last week too over Mayfield, and he killed it. In a league like this, Sam Darnold was there for me for a while, but my team's coming on right now. I'm highest projected, this week because I got Mahomes. I got Myers, Godwin, Higgins, Eckler, Gibson, Gesicki, Freiermuth, Javonte, Tyrod, and the Miami D carried me last week.
I want to take this league to sleeper next year and make it tight, the same exact shit, but tight end premium. You know what I mean? And maybe throw some IDPs.
And here's what you got to do, man. I'm telling you. If we're going to go tight end premium, we have to make it a thing where we remove the tight end spot and make it tight end premium.
Because I guess we'll add an extra flex then if we're going to take it out.
Because that's the thing. When you keep the position the same, it doesn't change anything.
That's true. Because it gives people an option to not even draft one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's when you make it higher. Because what I was saying earlier is those shitty tight ends, it puts them on the same scale because they get more points than, those wide receiver 4s at that point. They are more wide receiver 3s.
I'm the type of motherfucker too anyway. Like, if anytime you're going to add me an extra flex, I just start thinking how greedy I can get with running backs. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
This is why in this league, we like the motherfuckers like the 3 wide receivers sets, right? So I'm like, okay, well, at the time, I have Calvin Ridley as my. Do you remember my rankings on the draft guide we did?
Yeah.
I had him at number 5. I had him at 4 or 5.
Anna says Yahoo says Taysom has a mallet finger. What's that? So we just heard he tore a tendon in his finger. I know
exactly what that is.
What is that?
That's the Russell Wilson injury. It is.
Yeah, that's all we know. That it's the exact same as Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
All right, let's get up out of here. I got my show starting here in another 30 minutes, but it was dope hanging out with you guys. Friday is always the longest session. We're out of here. Peace out.